afternoon in Scottsdale, Arizona. And today, we are at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick as the Dodgers take on their rivals from the National League Western Division, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hi again, everybody. Along with Rick Monday, I'm Tim Neverett. Kirsten Watson will join us in just a little bit. This afternoon, we get to see the first spring start from right-hander Roki Sasaki, who was such a big influence out of the bullpen in his rookie season last year, but getting back and built up as a starter.
And I think, Tim, too, kind of a roller coaster ride for Sasaki last year and coming over. Of course, he had the shoulder impingement. That set him back. There was a little bit of concern when he came back. The velocity had dropped. But then the Dodgers said, look, we finally got his delivery back in the sync. The velocity was there, and he was sensational in postseason. The 9 appearances in postseason, picked up 3 saves. The ERA, a minuscule 0.84.
Yeah, you look at those numbers from the postseason. In those 9 games, the Dodgers were 9-0. So certainly, Roki Sasaki had a very big impact. Also having a big impact early in spring training, and yet the calendar is yet to turn to March. But Dodger pitching has been outstanding.
It has, and they have not walked very many players themselves. We talked about the Dodgers offensively. They've accumulated a lot of walks. But if you start to look around so far, yes, it is early in spring training, but the results have been very encouraging, and we continue to see a lot of players. And for Alex Vesia, got back on the mound yesterday, emotional, and then greeted by his teammates coming back into the dugout.
Today we'll see Edwin Diaz make his Dodger debut out of the bullpen. Lots of Dodger fans here in Scottsdale to see their team. D-backs Dodgers coming up from Scottsdale.
Our newest fat burner, Thermo X, absolutely free.
Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Right now, when you buy one Carl's Jr. Famous Star single, you can get a second for just $1. Just $1, that's it. A little celebratory moment from the World Series. The World Series MVP lifting it up. Roki Sasaki had a big part in that. Going today his spring debut and looking to see what he does with the 3rd pitch that he's been working on. And Roki going to get built up as a starter and be part of that rotation, Kirsten, right?
Yeah, Tim. Well, as you were mentioning, you've got Roki Sasaki, of course, a part of that rotation. But looking ahead, this is likely what the regular season rotation is going to be. Of course, you got Yoshinobu Yamamoto likely starting things off. He hasn't mentioned it officially just yet, but he did allude to being available for that opening series once he returns from the World Baseball Classic. Behind him, it will likely be Blake Snell, Shohei Ohtani, Tyler Glasnow, Emmett Sheehan, and then, of course, you mentioned Roki Sasaki. So quickly, I do want to note, though, when it comes to Blake Snell, he is not throwing off of a mound just yet. He, of course, dealt with that left shoulder injury last season, and it proved to have a little bit more impact on him than he would have hoped. So he's still on flat ground right now, hasn't got off the mound. So that does open up the door for some other guys, one of them being Gavin Stone, who had his Cactus League debut yesterday for this year. He was excellent in his outing, a 1-2-3 performance, 2 strikeouts. He is very much in the conversation to potentially be a part of the rotation this year. And it's not just him. There's also River Ryan, Ryan, who we're going to be seeing having an outing, an inning of work this afternoon, guys.
And River Ryan getting set to watch him. Gavin Stone, he's got a new changeup grip. Working great for him. Cactus League action from Scottsdale. The Dodgers and the Diamondbacks coming up next. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Great shots of Salt River Fields here as the lineup cards are being exchanged. Danny Lehman, Dodger bench coach. Jeff Bannister, the bench coach for the Diamondbacks. And Hassan Kim getting set to lead off. He'll be in center field this afternoon. Santiago Espinal will bat second and play third base. Dalton Rushing behind the plate hitting third. Switch hitter Alex Freeland at second base and batting cleanup. Ryan Ward hitting fifth at first. Nick Senzel the DH. James Tibbs the third will bat seventh and play right. Zach Earhart's in left hitting eighth, and Noah Miller, the switch hitting shortstop, will bat ninth. And Roki Sasaki just completing his warm-up tosses. And it's going to be interesting to see him. Expecting 2 innings out of Roki here if all goes as expected, but a little bit different look. Kind of an in-between pitch, cutter, slider. They're not sure what to call it, but he's added a little bit of a different pitch. And Dave Roberts was asked about it today. He said, I don't know what it's called, but it moves left.
Well, as long as it's mysterious, that's even to a stronger point for the pitcher. Here's an interesting note also on Sasaki last year. With his splitter, it's really a forkball, but he calls it a splitter. 6 for 41 batters against him. That's a 146 average. So if he comes up with another pitch and he throws, of course, when he came back from the shoulder impingement, there was concern to begin with. The velocity was down. And then they discovered, hey, wait a minute, we need to redefine his mechanics. It allowed him to be freed up much better, and we saw a return of the velocity.
A big day for Roki. We've got the fly cam here, giving you some great shots of Salt River Field. As Zach Gallen takes the mound, the veteran right-hander, now in his 8th season with the Diamondbacks. In fact, that ties a record for longevity in Diamondbacks history, along with Randy Johnson. So signed a 1-year deal in the middle of February to come back to the Diamondbacks. 33 starts last year, 2 games under 500. 4.83 ERA. Diamondbacks missed the postseason for the 2nd year in a row. They have gone out, tried to get some acquisitions that'll help them. Getting Gallen back. It's Torey Lovello, the manager. Had good success here, except the last 2 seasons they've come up short. Torey out of UCLA.
Yeah, last year they kept waiting for the Diamondbacks to really catch fire. They wound up going 80-82, 13 games behind the Dodgers in the Western Division. And one of the areas that they were looking at was to try and beef up their infield, and they've got the veteran Southern California product Aaron Noda. So, you know, when you look at the defense, you know, Arenado, people said, well, he's not the Arenado that they knew a number of years ago with, the Colorado Rockies. But who's going to argue that he has lost anything defensively? In his career, he's taken a boatload of base hits away from hitters.
Owen Arenado getting ready to make the start against the Dodgers in a different uniform. All his years with the Rockies, he trained here. Now he comes to the Diamondbacks after some time with the Cardinals, and he gets to go right back to the same spring training complex. Beautiful day. Temperature will be in the mid to upper 80s in Arizona. It's been instant summer here in February.
And warmer tomorrow. Each of the next 2 days will be in the 90s.
All the way through the weekend in the 90s. So Ha-Seong Kim ready to go. Center fielder today, hitting .429 so far in the spring. Left-handed batter looks out at Gallen. And the pitch from the Diamondbacks right-hander is up high, ball 1. And we are underway at 11 minutes after the hour. Dodgers 4-0 in spring. Diamondbacks 2-3. Next pitch, and Kim will take inside. Willie Traynor is calling the balls and strikes today, and then rotating on the bases. Veterans Jim Wolf and Rob Drake, and Trevor Daniger, AAA umpire, working third. Foul ball tapped down to first. Chris Woodward, first base coach, one-hands it.
Ha-Seong Kim, his concern when he came over to the States to play, and he was very open about it. He said, how do I adjust to the high velocity of Major League pitching? In particular, the ball is upstairs, and I thought he really improved greatly.
Swings and lines it to right field. That's a base hit. Leadoff single for Ha-Seong Kim.
I thought the analogy also was very open about the fact that he understood, look, I may be seeing higher velocity on a daily basis here. He got a pretty good pitch. Now, the other part, too, as you mentioned, at the get-go, he's in center field today. And that in itself is a pretty good story. We watched him. We saw him last year and covered that area very well.
Santiago Espinal, third baseman. Off to a really good start this spring. Swing foul, the first pitch back for strike one. He's 3 for 4 with a double. 4 runs scored, 2 walks. And he has reached base in 5 of his 6 plate appearances. An all-star with Cincinnati back in 2022. Right-handed batter waits. Gallen out of the stretch, delivers. It's fouled off to the right and out of play.
Oh, that was a great shot from the television side to see exactly the lead over at first base by Kim with that camera angle.
That's the wire cam. Gives you some great angles.
I love it.
There's it right there. There goes Kim for second. Pitches a ball. Throw is in the grass and too late.
Another dimension of Ha-Seong Kim. He has the speed to go with it. Of course, if you're going to play center field, you better be able to run it down to begin with. So we got a great look at the size of the lead because of the camera angle, and he just takes off and steals it.
And Garcia, the catcher, had no chance. He completely swiped that bag off of Gallen. Good jump. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. An inside move and back to second base goes Ha-Seong Kim.
Kim taking inventory. It's going to be a heavy laundry bill.
That's okay. He's got a hit and a steal. Breaking ball, strike 3 call. That knuckle curveball that Zach Gallen features, and Espinal watched it go by for out number 1.
That knuckle curveball, just a different pitch to be able to pick up. Of course, a kind of a very slow tumbling rotation of the baseball.
Dalton rushing. 204 last year in the big leagues. Hit his way out of the minors. He fouls one off himself. Strike one. If you haven't seen him hit yet this spring, you look at him, he looks a little different. Well, he's standing taller in the box. Feels that this adjusted stance is going to get him a better opportunity to hit the inside pitch. He struggled with the inside pitch at the big league level last year. Pitches that he was normally hitting in the minor leagues, he wasn't getting to in the big leagues. So he made the adjustment here in the offseason. Next offer from Gallen. That's low for a ball.
At the minor league level, you know, you're going to face how many good starting pitchers that have the command of the strike zone. Nowhere close to what you're going to see at this level. So inside pitches, minor league level versus inside pitches concentrated in major leagues could be two different stories.
Pitch is high, 2-1 to Dalton. Dodgers looking to get on the board, rushing with an RBI opportunity here in the top of the first. Pitch. And he looks at it inside. And called a strike. Late strike call from Willie Traynor on the curveball. The Dodgers have outscored their opponents 34-6 so far this spring. They've got a run differential through the first 4 games of +28. Now the curveball rides in low. That'll fill the count on Dalton rushing. And Roki Sasaki getting ready to come out for his spring debut. Payoff pitch. A little ground ball to the right side. That'll move a runner along. Pavin Smith drops it, but Gallen's there to cover. 3-1 goes the put out, and Hassan Kim advances to third base. 2 men out, and the batter will be Alex Freeland. Freeland, the second baseman. Switch hitter, hitting .333 with 3 runs batted in so far this spring. Made his big league debut last year. Hit .190, had a pair of home runs in the majors. 16 home runs in AAA with Oklahoma City. Kim leads at third. Pitch home. Snapped in for a strike.
Well, Freeland playing the one position this spring that's going to be very curious. With Tommy Edman on the mend with the ankle surgery, he's not going to be ready for opening day. So who is in the starting lineup opening day at second base?
That's up high. Well, Freeland's going to get a big look this spring. He's had a little time at short. He's going to get a long look at second. Especially when Hassan Kim goes to the World Baseball Classic to represent Korea. Another guy who we'll see later in the game. He is playing shortstop today, Noah Miller. There's another guy who can play the middle infield who will get a long look this spring. Pitch to Freeland is low. Gallen falls behind. 3 balls and a strike. 2 men out, top of the first. Kim a leadoff single, stole second, advanced to third on the ground ball out by Russian. And the 3-1. Foul tipped into the glove of Garcia for strike 2. Diamondbacks last year finished 2 games below 500, 80 and 82. Ended up in 4th place in the National League West. Torey Lovello on the right, Jeff Bannister next to him as bench coach, former manager of the Texas Rangers. Next offer is fouled away to the left. In fact, Jeff Bannister had taken the Rangers to the World Series during his tenure as skipper in Arlington. Payoff pitch coming to Freeland. He lifts it foul out of play down the left field side. Already activity in the Diamondbacks pen. Double barrel action in the first. Righty and a lefty. And Gallen's 3-2. Foul back and out of play. Glad you're tuned into the radio TV simulcast. Radio on AM 570. Television on Sportsnet LA. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. And Gallen fires. Swing and a miss. Freeland's out. Dodgers come up empty. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. At the end of a half inning, it's the Dodgers nothing. Roki Sasaki to face the Diamondbacks when we come back.
Yeah!
Bottom of the first, no score. Diamondbacks will have the switch hitting shortstop Geraldo Perdomo to lead off. Designated hitter Tim Tawa. Pavin Smith at first. Nolan Arenado is at third, batting fourth. Ildemaro Vargas, the second baseman. Jordan Lawler in center. And then Ryan Walderschmidt, followed by Drew Jones, the right fielder, and Aramis Garcia, the catcher. Roki Sasaki, first spring start for the right-hander. And his first pitch of the afternoon is just outside for a ball. He started him with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Perdomo batting left-handed against him. One other big number from the postseason last year. With runners in scoring position, they were 0 for 8. Batters were 0 for 8 against Roki. He was just dynamite coming out of the bullpen. Ready for his next pitch, the 1-0. And swung on, line to right, a base hit. Perdomo aboard.
He was aboard a lot last year. He's the one guy, like 3 guys offensively for this Diamondback ball club. Perdomo right there too. You know, the 20 home runs, knocked in 100.
He was fabulous last year. And what turned out to be an otherwise unfabulous finish for the team. But Perdomo was very, very good. Now here's Tawa, right-handed hitting DH. He'll play outfield. And we saw him play left field a lot last year. At 201 in 74 games with the Diamondbacks. Hitting 400 this spring. It's early. Roki out of the stretch fires. Pitch fouled off to the right.
Yeah, strong point for Arizona. You know, their outfield. They have some surplus. There's some guys that can go and get it. The question again has been really in the back end. The bullpen had 29 blown saves.
Perdomo leads at first. The stretch and the pitch. And that is low. Check swing. They appealed to Jim Wolf down at first. He said they didn't go.
So the new pitch with Suzuki is not really claimed exactly what it is, which I think works much better in his direction. Keep them guessing.
The pitch to Tawa is up and in. Well, there have been other pitchers in baseball that have had this in-between pitch, right?
Yeah.
So they really don't know what to call it. It's kind of a cutter, kind of a slider. But when the computer picks it up, sometimes it's going to record it as a cutter.
Right.
Sometimes it'll record it as a slider. So they may not get an accurate read on what it is he's actually throwing. Pitch is high to Tao, and he walks.
And if I were a pitcher and someone asked me about this pitch I've been working on and not really declaring what it is, I'd call it the thing. Keep them guessing. Don't give them a description. Don't let them the thing.
You see Roki working the pitch count. Looks like he's telling Dalton Rushing what he wants to throw first. First baseman Pavin Smith, left-handed batter with 2 on and nobody out. Bottom of the first. Pitch outside, ball 1.
Of course, last year with Sasaki, they may have been calling that the splitter. He refers to it as a splitter. It's really a forkball. And the reason it's forkball because it's very deep in between the middle finger and the forefinger. It's not this normal splitter grip, but that was the thing. Only a 146 average against it.
Smith hits it into shallow center. Coming on to make the play has sunk him over in shallow left center field. He got a good jump on it and ends up making the catch to retire Pavin Smith.
We talked earlier, is that, he can pick him up and lay him down. His first move was really towards left center field and then kind of surrounding it. Of course, he's not spent a great deal of time out there. If that falls in, bases are loaded at least.
Nolan Arenado swings and bounces it foul. What more needs to be said about him? How many times has he played against the Dodgers in his career, especially with the Rockies? And that was before they cut it down to 13 games against opponents. They've changed the schedule up. Runners lead first and second. Sasaki deals, and it's low. A spring debut a few days back against his former team, the Rockies. So he got a hold of one right here at this ballpark. Hit it out to left center. So he's got the home run trot practice down. 1-1 pitch. That's belted and hooked down the left field line. That goes into the bullpen foul.
Arenado also does something a little bit different. The defense is different, no question about it. But if you get a look at the bat, the handle, the knob, he's one of the few guys that I recognize that has the enlarged knob on the bottom of the bat. It's covered with his left hand right now. They get a look at it. But he's down off the end of the bat. A lot of guys that have the real thick knob, their grip is above the knob. Well, his is right down on the very end of the bat.
1-2 pitch. That swung on and lined hard down the left field line. That's going to get to the wall. Perdomo around third. He'll score. Tao will be held at third. And the Diamondbacks have a 1-0 lead on an RBI double by Nolan Arenado.
And here's the reason I saw with Arenado, and I realize he's done in the past as far as how he grips it. But I bring it up because this year already, there have been a few different instances of hamate bones that have been broken in the hands of hitters. And is it because of the swing? Is it because of the knob of the bat cuts in on your hand? Because the swing itself is, centrifugal force. It's a vicious move if you're talking about wear and tear on your body parts.
Sasaki now pitching to Ildemaro Vargas.
I mentioned this yesterday. I mentioned it before. People don't realize that bats weigh 2 pounds. I said, wow, they're 36 ounces. Yeah, it's 2 pounds. If you watch the home run derbies during All-Star break, you understand guys get tired swinging the bats.
And a line shot to right. That's going to get down and roll to the warning track. Tawa comes in to score. Arenado right behind him. And in with a 2-run double is Ildemaro Vargas. It's 3-0 Diamondbacks.
And if guys are getting tired swinging the bats, Arizona on a pace to get tired in a hurry.
Well, the Dodgers with action in the bullpen. Peyton Martin starting to warm up. And Mark Pryor going out to talk to him. This is one of those situations in spring training where if you were to see Dave Roberts come out, he might take Sasaki out of the game and then re-enter him the next inning. But checking, seeing what's going on with Roki here. He's given up some hard-hit baseballs already.
And location of some of his pitches have not been ideal. If we think back to last year, remember when he when he made his Dodger debut in Korea, they had him listed at over 100 miles an hour. Then he had the shoulder impingement, came back, and it was not anywhere close to that initially when he came back. But some of that was as a result of bad mechanics with his delivery. Well, they got that worked out.
The velocity so far today sitting around 96, 97. There's Jordan Lawler, the center fielder.
And that velocity, Tim, for the first time out, wonderful. Now the question is, what about the location of the 96 to 97?
Sasaki out of the stretch delivers. And that's in the dirt. That's at 98. A 1 out, bottom of the first. Diamondbacks leading 3-0. A 2-0 count on Jordan Lawler. Sasaki set to throw with Vargas off of second base. Ground ball wide of third. Interesting note about the velocity last year for Sasaki, Mo. During the regular season, Roki averaged 96.1 miles per hour. But when he came out of the bullpen in the postseason, obviously a little more amped up, he was at 98.8 on average.
And they had worked on the mechanics, on the delivery, and it freed him up much better.
There's a good strike there.
The other part, too, is it Dave Roberts, if we think back, alluded to it, is that Sasaki, when he came back off the shoulder impingement, did not really have a whole lot of confidence. He was wondering, am I okay? You know, everybody can tell you you're fine. You're not going to hurt yourself. But until you can prove it to yourself by being on the mound or as a hitter, swinging the bat, there's doubt.
Check swing, appeal. Jim Wolf at first says he didn't go. Count will be full, 3-2 to Jordan Lawler. Well, early in camp, Dave Roberts was asked about Roki. How is it now his second spring training? He said he seems much more comfortable. And I think that's, I mean, he was not only adjusting to a new club, new organization, but a new country. So, it was a big adjustment for him last year, but he seems a lot more comfortable with things this year.
Well, this is his sixth batter, and he's made first pitch strike just once.
Swing and a miss, and he gets Lawler swinging at the fastball at 97. He dotted the outside corner with that heater. Ryan Walderschmidt now is the batter. It was in Amarillo last year in Double-A. Hit .309 there, 9 home runs. Is one of the top prospects for Arizona. Walderschmidt playing left field today. 2 outs on the pitch. Big cut and a miss at a splitter.
Reading a scouting report on Walderschmidt is saying, well, he doesn't chase too often. Well, first pitch he chased that one. Of course, the bottom dropped out. It went out away from him.
That was a really good split.
Yes.
1-1 pitch. He took advantage of him watching.
Yeah, that was the splitter,
one.
Tim, that last year hitters collectively off of the splitter hit just 146. It's like being on an elevator, and that elevator skipped a few floors and went right down to the basement.
1-2 to Walderschmidt, stretched by Sasaki. Vargas off of second pitch, inside and low. Went with the splitter for the third straight pitch. And the pitch on the way. And that is a little low. Again, went back to the splitter. So working on that. Trying to find the location for strike 3 at the knees, but it was just a little low. 3-ball, 2-strike pitch to Walderschmidt. And that is right there called strike 3. Went with a fastball at 95. And Sasaki gets the strikeout, but the Diamondbacks pick up 3 runs on 3 hits. They leave a man after 1, 3-0 Arizona. 3-0 Diamondbacks, top of the second inning. Rookie Sasaki involved in a conversation with the pitching coach, Mark Pryor, as they discuss what happened in the bottom of the first inning. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks is Dre Jameson, first rounder in 2019 out of Ball State. Right-hander, 14 appearances in AAA Reno last year, went 0-1. ERA a bit inflated in AAA at 7.11. And Ryan Ward, the batter. Ward looking for his first spring hit, playing first base today. Again, he was the leader in minor league baseball last year in RBIs and home runs, and he hits one to the gap in right center. That's going to go to the wall, and Ryan Ward will pull into second with a leadoff stand-up double.
That man's rather impressive the way he can swing the bat. That high leg kick got the ball out over the plate.
That's what he's been waiting for, has been that hit, but not just the hit, the extra base hit. Nick Senzel is the designated hitter today. Major League veteran, non-roster invite.
Got a quick shot also very quickly, Tim, of Ryan Ward right before that pitch was made. It goes unnoticed. What he wound up doing, he turned around to see the position of the outfielders. Also checking where the second baseman and shortstop located. Something that's taken for granted, but that's something that you have to be doing all the time. Where are they to begin with? He's checking again. Where's the shortstop? Second baseman's closed up.
One ball, one strike pitch from Jameson, waving a miss and a slider.
Did I tell you I love that camera, the wire camera?
You like the wire camera?
It gives you different perspective. I mean, you see where the infield is. Most of the outfield is located. And also where the coaches are, because we talked about the coaches now have to stay within the confines of the coaching box until the pitch is made.
That's a great shot. Senzel watches it outside for a ball. 2-2. Well, occasionally that camera's shown up at Dodger Stadium, but just the aesthetics of Dodger Stadium, the beauty of it would look so good on the wire cam, wouldn't it? A swing and a miss by Senzel, chasing the slider again. Senzel out on strikes. Here's James Tibbs III batting next. James Tibbs, number 8 prospect. A couple of years ago, he was the ACC Player of the Year at Florida State. Swings, fouls it back, and in one of the super regional games against UConn in the NCAA tournament, he had 3 home runs in one game. It was a hot day, about 100 degrees. Game took about 4 hours to play, but certainly Tibbs didn't care. Florida State beat UConn. And
he wanted it to go longer.
He wanted a chance at another homer. He smacks this one to dead center. Lawler lining it up. Makes a hip-high catch. And back to second base goes Ryan Ward. Solid smack, but right at the center fielder. Now, are those the tougher ones when they're right at you?
Yes. Well, line drive to center field. They're more difficult because you don't really know if it has top spin. Oh, and then when it's really fun is it when you see that it's a knuckleball. That's when you want to call timeout and get a chest protector.
Here's Earhart. Ball is in the dirt. Ward stays put. Zach Earhart, 272 last year.
Tibbs also made a comment. I'm sure he made a comment in the dugout. Because you hit a line drive, it's caught, good play in center field. You get back to the dugout, you get a lot of hang with them. Hey, hang with them. So you do your job. Why is hitting difficult? Well, you hit the ball, practically knock the cover off of it, and it's a right turn, an out.
And a ground ball wide of third foul. Well, the ball came off of his bat Tibbs' bat. Just about 113 miles per hour.
Yeah, hang with him.
So that's pretty solid contact. 112.9, but we'll give him the extra 10. He's got good power.
You're going to give the extra 10?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Unbutton your shirt, your heart would fall out.
Yeah. Nice of me, wasn't it? To round up all the way. In golf, it's different. If I chip up onto the green, that's good enough. That's close enough. I'll take it.
What, 20-foot gimme?
Yeah. More generous out there. 2-1 pitch to Zach Earhart. And it's up high now, 3-1.
So each of the first couple of innings, Dodgers have had quickly runner in scoring position with nobody out, and finally trying to pick it up.
Earhart will take the walk as he watched the changeup sail outside. First and second, 2 down. And Noah Miller. This guy is an interesting player. Getting 429 so far with an RBI in spring training, but 260, 5 home runs, 51 runs batted in for the minor leagues last year. He's got exceptional defensive skills. Remember yesterday he ended the game with a terrific double play that he started. But his defensive skills are there. And
that was a tough double play because he did it unassisted, and he had a strange angle from which to field the ball and then get to the base and still have enough in the throwing arm to get the runner at first.
He's a former first-round pick of the Twins.
By the way, that walk to Earhart, the 30th different walk the Dodger hitters have had. 30.
One pitch from Jameson, tapped foul first base side. Well, is that a matter at this time on the calendar? Is it a matter of the other team's pitchers not zeroing things in?
I think some of it, no question. We saw it yesterday. We've seen it 2 different times where the starter has been taken out and then put back in because of a higher pitch count. But we have not seen the hitters so far chasing a lot of pitches well off the strike zone.
Next offer is inside, 2-2.
So if you look at a good approach to begin with from a hitting standpoint, it's a pretty good leg up to begin with.
First and second, 2 men out. The pitch. Chopper foul.
Ouch.
Got him on the foot. Call the tow truck.
There are a lot of things that you miss when you no longer play. The thrill of competition, the unknown. However, fouling a ball off of any part of your body is not one of the things you say, boy, I really miss that.
You miss the feel of the contact? No.
They're throbbing.
Jameson's 2-2. This one roped to right field. That's a hit. Coming around third, Ryan Ward. He's going to score. Gets past the right fielder. Goes to the wall. 2 runs are going to come in. Around second and on his way to third is Miller. And it's 3-2.
Well, good hitting, and then defensively, Jones just absolutely boxed it. And the box had a hole in it. So look at the pitch first of all. Out over the plate. Hitter's delight. And the fielder's nightmare.
Drew Jones in right, and there is Noah Miller standing tall at third base. 1-run game now in the second inning. So that'll be scored a single for Miller. And the error to Drew Jones. A two-base error.
And 1 run batted in. How many times the last couple of years we've talked about Dodgers with 2 outs scoring runs?
A lot.
Yeah. Only one team more last year, but
Kim fouls the first pitch away.
in fact, Dodgers led Major League Baseball with the 2 outs run scored last year.
Tying runs at third, 2 down. Pitch to Ha-Seong Kim. He chases one in the dirt. A slider. And that's what we've seen occasionally out of him. Was he will chase. A couple of days ago he had a big chase on a pitch outside. Breaking ball. He singled and stole second in the first inning. And he'll swing and miss here. And that'll be strike 3. Dodgers pick up 2, couple of hits, 1 error. And at the end of an inning and a half, it's the Diamondbacks 3, Dodgers 2.
Experiences you'll never forget with Chase Freedom Unlimited.
Opening week with your back-to-back world champion Dodgers, presented by Bank of America, is coming March 26th. Check out exciting matchups, giveaways, special events, and much more. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions. 3-2, Arizona with the lead. Bottom of the second inning. Sasaki's second inning of work. 27 pitches in the first inning, 13 strikes. So 48% on the strike percentage in the first. And he deals to Drew Jones. Strike taken, 1 ball, 1 strike. Certainly one thing Roki would like to rein in this year are the walks. Oh, that's a great splitter right there. Oh, man.
From the penthouse right down to the basement.
Wow.
Watch the bottom fall out of this on the television side. Oh.
No chance. 1-2.
No
Comes
chance.
back with it and strikes him out. The back-to-back splitters.
That's not the thing. They know what that is.
In the postseason, he actually upped his splitter usage. During the regular season, he was 49% fastball. Postseason, 49% fastball, but only 33.5% splitter in the regular season compared to 47% in the postseason. He really upped his splitter usage, and it was very effective.
And I think what it also did was enhance the effectiveness of his fastball as a result.
Aramis Garcia, the catcher, number 9 hitter, right-handed batter.
And here's why I say that, because the hitter didn't move around. Hey, we're seeing a lot of splitters today. You got to stay back. You got to stay back. And then Zippo, you get that 98-mile-an-hour fastball and you're staying back. It can get on you in a hurry.
2-0 pitch. Outside low, the fastball. Three balls, no strikes. Sasaki has fallen behind the number 9 hitter Garcia. Drills a strike in with a fastball at 95. Stretch by Roki. His kick in the pitch. Inside, he walked it. Again, last year in terms of the walks for Roki, 5.4 walks per 9. 22 walks in 36 1/3 innings pitched. And Dave Roberts is coming to get him. So he's reached his pitch limit for this afternoon. Second walk of the game for Sasaki. Runner aboard for Arizona. 1 out. Pitching change. And Roki's spring debut has come to a conclusion here in Scottsdale. Bottom of the second, 3-2. Diamondbacks lead.
New Nissan.
Roki Sasaki leaves the game with a man on first and 1 out. An inning and a third. 36 pitches for Sasaki this afternoon. Responsible for 3 earned runs on 3 hits. Struck out 3. But the splitter was working well. And here's Peyton Martin. Peyton Martin. He is out of Clemens, North Carolina. And facing the top of the Diamondbacks order now, Geraldo Perdomo. Singled and scored first time up. Martin, right-hander. Last year, Great Lakes. Vance Day went 6-4. As Perdomo shows bunt, but the pitch rides outside. He also took part in the Arizona Fall League. He had 3 appearances, all in relief. Ended up going 1-1. But he played for the Desert Dogs, which play at Camelback Ranch in Glendale. And the bunt right out in front of the plate. Martin will field it. Throws low to first, and Ward can't grab it out of the dirt. He was not in a good throwing position once he grabbed the baseball off the grass and didn't give himself the best chance to make the out on Perdomo.
Yeah, the footwork, you field the ball, but give yourself a chance to be able to get it and then to field it. Good position. The right foot slipped a little bit just as he was about to have the ball go into the glove, but instead of the 1 out, now it's first and second.
He scored a sacrifice bunt and an E1, which allows Perdomo to reach. Swing and a miss by Tim Tawa, who walked and scored in the first inning. 3-2, Diamondbacks in front. In the second inning on a very, very sunny Wednesday afternoon in Scottsdale. Peyton Martin delivers a swinging strike that time with a cutter. Ball caught the outside part of the plate, and Tawa finds himself down in the count, 0-2. Mountains gorgeous off in the background. Just another great day in the Valley of the Sun.
Well off into the distance in center field. Four Peaks. We're on the east side of the city of Scottsdale.
One ball, two strike pitch to Tawa. Out of the stretch, Martin delivers a cutter in the dirt. This is, I guess, kind of your home away from home here in the greater Phoenix area.
This is just about 3 miles south of Scottsdale Airport.
Another cutter. This one rides outside a little bit. Count goes full 3-2. How much flying did you do out of that airport?
A lot. Got my plane hangar there.
Payoff pitch from Martin. And a high chopper toward third. Espinal grabs it, plants it, foul ground, throws, and Ward can't pick it out of the dirt at first base. On the other corner, a terrific play by Santiago Espinal just to even have a chance to get an out at first.
And for Ward, twice he's tried to reach out and get it. I mean, this is just a good stop, and then the long throw over. You'd like to have that throw out in front of your first baseman a little bit farther, so you got a chance to not get the short hop.
One out, base is full. Left-handed batter, first baseman Pavin Smith up. He flied to left. His first time up. Next offer, he couldn't hold up the swing. Went around, says home plate umpire Willie Trainer.
Question for you: how much of the lineups today the Dodgers did not bring, their star-studded lineup over here? We're seeing a couple of them for Arizona, but not their full contingent. How much of that is gamemanship? Because if you look at the schedule, these two ball clubs open up the regular season at Dodger Stadium.
Don't want to show them anything.
Yeah. You don't want to overexpose maybe some of your, and I don't know if that went into the consideration or not.
Ground ball towards second. That's picked by Freeland on the short. Miller throws on to first to get the out. Well, the base is loaded for the Diamondbacks, and Peyton Martin works out of the jam. And the Diamondbacks come up empty. We go to the third, 3-2 Arizona.
A chicken.
Dodger.
Dodger fans, don't miss a single moment this season. Sign up for SNLA Plus and enjoy Sportsnet LA anywhere on any device on the MLB app. If you're already an SNLA video subscriber or a Spectrum Internet and mobile customer, you get SNLA Plus at no additional cost. Visit MLB.com/SportsNetLA for more details. More conversation in the dugout. Roki Sasaki and Mark Pryor, pitching coach, talking about his 36-pitch outing today. Lasted an inning and a third. There's Espinal bouncing one foul down the third base side, facing a new pitcher, right-hander Gerardo Carrillo, who was in Double-A Frisco and Triple-A Round Rock last year in the Texas Rangers organization. Played in the Mexican Winter League this year for Jalisco. Went 0-3 in the Mexican League. Next offer to Espinal's outside. Espinal 0 for 1. Struck out looking first time up. Zach Gallen, the starter, went just one. There's a hot shot down to short. Perdomo gloves. Throws on to first in time to get Espinal one away. Dalton Rushing is 0 for 1. Dodger catcher bounced out to first in the first inning. Carrillo out of the stretch at all times. The pitch goes to the backstop, way inside to Rushing.
Rushing is going to have to figure out a program, and for young players that come up, the talented players, Rushing falls in that category. He's been playing all the time at every level. I mean, he's been one of the standout players. Now he's in that support role behind Will Smith, behind the plate. Yes, he's played first base a little bit, but he's behind a guy named Freddie Freeman there. And Dave Roberts alluding yesterday and saying, look, Rushing is not going to be playing left field. Even though he's taken repetition out there, he's played a number of games at the minor league level in left. So my point being is that, for younger players in particular, it's really a challenge to understand. Look, you have to work even harder on those days, day in and day out, that you're not playing, to keep fresh, to get ready, because at some point in time, maybe when you least expect it, you're it.
What's that like for a player who's not playing in the A game? He gets left behind at Camelback Ranch. Left behind, not the right word, but you stay behind,
right? And
you do work there. What's that day like?
Well, that day you're probably doing even more work than you're getting into when you're in the lineup in a regular game. Taking ground balls, taking fly balls. It doesn't matter if you're outfielder, infielder, whatever it is. Hitting a lot. One of the areas we don't see a lot of emphasis at all now, because the game is transition. Bunting, that used to be another thing you'd work on, which I personally still feel that there's wonderful discussions when you talk about bunting. From when Bunting pops his head up now, postseason.
See more of it. Yeah.
Well,
move a runner over.
If it's a valuable commodity in postseason, is it discounted during the regular season?
Just don't see it as much as you used to, especially in the National League.
And I'm not talking about taking the bat out of the hand.
Dalton wants to challenge this pitch.
Okay. Now the fun begins.
Well, let's see. This is where the drama begins. That's a strike.
The call is confirmed. The batter is out. Los Angeles has one challenge remaining.
Rushing wrong on the challenge here in the top of the third inning.
Yep, he'll be looking at that. And Dave Roberts made a note. Did you notice that? He took his lineup card out and he made a little note of it.
Alex Freeland takes inside for a ball.
They're going back to the bunting. And here's Dave, and he sees it. Okay, fine. The players, Freddie Freeman was talking yesterday, said, hey, look, we've had discussions. We need to get familiar with the challenge system. And Freddie challenged yesterday and was not correct.
Well, it is important to learn how to use it in spring training.
And win. And
Yeah,
we're seeing more and more ball clubs that say, look, we're going to take it out of the realm of possibility for the pitchers to challenge a call. Leave it to the catcher.
We've heard a number of teams so far talk about taking the pitcher out of the challenge and just having the catcher do it.
Well,
ground ball to second. Vargas throws on to first. And
we'll talk about pitchers and the challenge and kind of a humorous thought.
1-2-3 go the Dodgers in the third. 3-2 Diamondbacks.
Sportsnet LA.
Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. One-run ball game this afternoon, 3-2. Dodgers trailing the Diamondbacks, and here is River Ryan on the mound for the Dodgers for the first time since the 2024 season. Recovering from Tommy John surgery. And the first guy he's got to face is Nolan Arenado. Arenado with an RBI double and a run scored in the first. Nolan has appeared in more games against the Dodgers than any other current opponent. 157 regular season games against the Dodgers. That's almost a full regular season that he has appeared against LA, and you'll see him a bunch again this year being in the division. Good to see River Ryan back out there. Had 4 starts in 2024. The Dodgers pitching rotation was going through a bunch of injuries, and he got called up, and over his 4 starts he turned in an ERA of 1.33. He was pretty impressive. It's a swinging strike there with a good slider.
When you think about how many days, how many months of rehab and working out, and now you're finally back.
Just got a good look at that replay on TV with the late life. Comes back with a hard fastball at 98. But he had surgery in August of 24. Tommy John surgery, and recovered from that. And he could be a factor for the Dodgers this year, no question. Breaking ball well outside. 3-2 now to Nolan Arenado. His older brother, Ryder Ryan, is on the pitching staff right now. We've seen him pitch twice already in Cactus League games. Payoff pitch, and Arenado takes a slider for strike 3.
Boy, how about that? Slider at 92 miles an hour. Welcome back indeed. So the heater at 98 comes back with a slider on the full count at 3-2, and that just absolutely froze Arenado.
It's a nasty pitch right here. Top of the strike zone. Ildemaro Vargas came up with a 2-run double last time up off of Roki Sasaki. Takes ball 1.
So we talked about the pitchers, and there were more and more ball clubs. Some of the Dodgers' exact stance. But many of the guys we talked to already this spring said, look, we're going to remove it from the pitchers and leave it on the catcher if it's on the pitches. And the hitters, of course, can do it as well. And my theory is this, is that pitchers, some over the years that I've known, really truly believe that the strike zone is anything between here and the curvature of the earth.
Not according to the ABS.
Yes. And conversely, I have known a number of hitters that believe that their strike zone is about the same size as a large mosquito. Now, somewhere in between is the actual strike zone.
Well, good luck finding that one. Another good slider induces a strike, and it's 2-1 to Vargas. Swings, fouls it straight back to the screen. 2-2. Offered him a changeup that time. Now, last year we just got to experiment with the ABS during spring training, and then once the regular season started, we got used to life without it pretty quickly, but that's not going to be the way this year. Oh, ground ball to the right side. One step to his left is Freeland. He'll throw on to first for the out.
There were times, Tim, that we saw and recognized that after spring training there were a few instances here and there that people said, oh, we wish we'd had the ABS system on calls. It may have gone one way or another, whether it be curvature of the earth or large mosquito.
Either way. But it will be something that will impact games one way or another over the course of the season. And I think last year we kind of started to get used to it at the end of spring training.
And we noticed even this year too, as well, when there is a challenge, all of the players instantly look at the scoreboard. All of the fans instantly look at the scoreboards. Everybody feels like they're part of it.
Well, it's baseball's version of Pavlov's dog, right? It's conditioned response. You know you're going to see something, and everybody stops what they're doing to look at it.
Yes.
And they'll do it on television at home, too. They'll stop it. I want to see if it's a ball or a strike. It's going to create more drama in the games, more suspense.
It's also going to cut down on something. It's going to cut down on that one guy, that leather lung guy that sits in the stands. Hey, ump.
We've heard a few of those. I'm sure you've heard more than your share.
Oh.
Some of them were yelling, hey, Monday, though. Especially that guy in Philly.
Yeah. They still be doing it.
3-1 to Jordan Lawler, the center fielder. 2 down, bases empty. Ward, Senzel, and Tibbs, the hitters, due up for the Dodgers in the top of the 4th inning. 3-1. Up high, ball 4. And Ryan's fastball at 97, just up and out of the zone. So when you talk about a couple of things with the ABS, we talked about it yesterday, but just to remind folks that in AAA they looked at it, and in terms of where the base runners would go after a challenge, if there was a base runner who was stealing and whatnot, they would put him back to first. They're not going to do that anymore because let's say a base runner steals and the pitch is challenged and the base runner is safe at, say, second or safe at third, either one. It had nothing to do with the pitch, so this year, Major League Baseball is going to leave the base runners where they end up.
They're going to handle it the same way that umpires do on a ball that is interfered with by a fan. What was the position of the runner? Was he headed to another base? Was he going to make the base?
2 outs, runner at first. Ryan Walderschmidt, the batter, throw to first base, and Lawler gets back. I got a scenario for you. I don't know if we're going to have time this inning, but I won't throw one at you. There goes the runner. Pitches up high for a ball. Throw down, and it is in time to get him. Dalton rushing. Guns down short of Lawler to end the inning. Lawler caught stealing. Strong-armed Dalton rushing, and the tag by Freeland.
Today.
It's the global tournament that turns every inning into a moment you can't miss. Predict the winners of the 2026 World Baseball Classic Bracket Challenge presented by Verilux Progressive Lenses. Compete and you could win. Visit worldbaseballclassic.com/bracket to enter. Rules and restrictions apply. Dylan Ray, the new pitcher for the Diamondbacks. 28 appearances between AA and AAA in the minor leagues. They're just waiting right now to close the door in center field. The center field wall, that's closing up now, so we'll get back to play. Ryan Ward will lead off against Dylan Ray. New third baseman in. Lou James Groover takes over for Nolan Arenado. Ward 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored. Spent some time with Ryan in the clubhouse today over at Camelback Ranch and talked about his winter job, where he would get called early in the morning when it would snow in his hometown of Millbury, Massachusetts. And he would get in the truck with the plow and he would start plowing the streets. He said it was pretty easy because he was just doing the streets. But he said he didn't work every day, just the days it snowed. And I said, well, you missed out on the storm this weekend. And he had a sigh of relief on that. He checks a swing.
I was on the phone this morning with some people in Cooperstown, New York, and they got more snow again last night.
It's been relentless this week in the Northeast. 2-1. Little chopper off the end of the bat. Well, Ryan was very happy to get the call to be told that he was being added to the 40-man roster over the winter. After the year he had in Oklahoma City, he certainly earned it. There's a pitch, and swung on, fouled away. Ward out of Bryant College in Rhode Island. Here's the kick and the deal. Breaking ball pounded to the right side, but right there is Ildemaro Vargas. He flips on to David Smith at first for the out. One away. Nick Senzel, the batter. So I was thinking of this scenario, Mo. Let me get your take on it. So we got the ABS. We also have instant replay, right? What happens if there's challenges of both types on the same pitch?
It will happen.
Strike one to Senzel. So let's say there's a, I don't know, base runner trying to steal third. There's a pitch that's up out of the zone or maybe close, and then they throw down, and there's a question whether or not the runner was safe. What do you do?
And what if it's the last play of the game?
Yeah, what do you do? I can tell you where they start. The pitch challenge goes first. And then they'll do the replay challenge after that. And they'll, sort it out based on what was what. But I guarantee you somewhere we're going to see that on the same play. Senzel grounds it to short. Perdomo throws across. He's got him 2 away. That's something they really couldn't get a big sample size in AAA with, because not all the games are televised every single night the way that they are in Major League Baseball. And they don't have instant replay in AAA. So that'll be a first, the first time it happens. James Tibbs lined out sharply to center field his first time up. 113 miles an hour off the bat. He hit it straight away to Jordan Lawler. 3-2 Diamondbacks lead, top of the 4th. Curveball outside corner, called a strike. Ray kicks and sends one home, low and in. Think about the umpires too, how wired up they are now. They've got the microphone to the PA system. They have another microphone back to New York for the instant replay. They got an earpiece where the challenge operator, that's a new position this year. You've had the replay operator. Now you have the challenge operator. You have the pitch clock operator, who will sit in most ballparks, who will sit right next to the challenge operator.
It takes a village.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tibbs is out, and the Dodgers go in order in the top half of the 4th inning. 3-2 Diamondbacks after 3.5. Opening week with your back-to-back world champion LA Dodgers, presented by Bank of America, coming March 26th. Check out the exciting matchups, giveaways, special events, and much more. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions. There he is, Edwin Diaz. A little quiet entrance for him here. No Timmy Trumpet with Narco, but you'll get used to hearing that at Dodger Stadium. But a 3-year deal with the Dodgers, his 10th major league season, 3-time reliever of the year, the Trevor Hoffman National League reliever of the year. He also won it in the American League with the Mariners. Won it twice in the NL, once in the American League. Primarily fastball, slider. And the 9th inning is going to be his.
And he attacks the strike zone.
And he throws one down and away, facing Ryan Walder-Schmidt. Facing 7, 8, and 9 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Diaz delivers. This one swung on, hit in the air to left field. Earhart underneath it. He'll make the catch, and there's one down.
Well, we start to talk about Diaz as well. We talk about attacking the strike zone. How about the fact when you start to look, they keep numbers on all kinds of things, including the swing and miss rate. Well, it was 3rd best in Major League Baseball last year. 41.5% of all swings hit air, not baseball.
Drew Jones will take a strike. Another great year last year for Diaz. The opponent batting average against his fastball last year, just 133. It was 179 against the slider. And a little dribbler inside of first to right field. An excuse me base hit for Drew Jones, and the Diamondbacks have a runner aboard and one out. Tried to come in on the hands on him, but looked like Jones got the hands through the zone a little quicker than Diaz had hoped. Edwin's got his hair dyed blonde already as he's fully prepared for the World Baseball Classic. He'll be representing Team Puerto Rico, and that's kind of been a thing with that team, as they'll dye their hair blonde. You'll see that in the coming week or so when the WBC begins. 1 on and 1 out, and Aramis Garcia, the catcher.
That WBC is going to be a nice little sideshow to our spring.
Oh, no doubt. Looking forward to it very much. Swing and a miss. Good slider by Diaz. See Diaz will be with Puerto Rico. Very excited to see Clayton Kershaw with Team USA. And how much will he pitch? He says he's just going to kind of fill holes here and there, which he might. But with the restrictions on starting pitching, and seeing the news that Tarek Skubal of the Tigers is only going to pitch one game. What game that is, who knows? But there might be some innings available for Kershaw. There goes the runner from first to second. Pitches up high for a ball, throw down too late. And a steal by Drew Jones.
By the way, quick note on Rushing, who threw out the runner to end the 3rd inning. Dalton last year threw out 8 of 25, 32%. Now, is that good? Well, the league average was just 23%.
Next pitch, slider, cut on and missed. And out on strikes is Garcia. First strikeout for Diaz comes on the slider. What's your impression watching that slider, Mo?
I'm glad I'm up here in the booth and not at home plate with a piece of lumber in my hand.
It just has that late life right at the end. It's really difficult to handle.
The guys have a really good slider, and obviously Diaz does. It's kind of strange. You look at what he's done in his career. It's been kind of up and downs as far as the numbers and the ERA. But you get a guy that's got a real good slider. It's like trying to hit a chainsaw.
Perdomo hits one in the air to center field. And racing after it and making a fantastic over-the-shoulder catch is Hassan Kim. Well, he ran all the way to the warning track and tracked it down for out number 3. No runs, a hit, man left. We go to the 5th inning. Hassan Kim with a fantastic defensive play.
Maintenance, go with TimberTech.
Top of the 5th, 3-2 Arizona. Ray stays on, and Earhart, the batter, left fielder. 93 miles an hour from Ray to Zach Earhart. Earhart walked and scored in the 2nd inning. And the next offer, swung out, grounded down to 3rd, right down the line. Right there is Hoover. He throws it away, and Earhart is going to be safe. They're going to tag him in case he made a move, and he did not. Meaning made an effort to get to second base. Yeah. He did not. So
he had it beaten out and then slipped on the grass. This is just airmailed, and then he slips right there. That was not an attempt to turn and not take a step toward second.
That'll be a base hit. Well, runner aboard. Nobody out for Noah Miller. He drove in a run with a single, but ended up at 3rd when the right fielder Drew Jones kicked it around. 2 runs scored on that play, but he gets credit for 1 RBI. Tying runs on base here in the 5th. Go back to first base, and Earhart safe. Well, you got your first look at Edwin Diaz in a Dodger uniform. What do you think?
I think I'm still much more content being in the booth than standing at home plate trying to hit against him.
I just think, though, I mean, Dodgers had a need. They found the best reliever in baseball that it was available, and he was not just the best reliever available. He was the best reliever in baseball, and he happened to be available. And the Dodgers got him. It's going to be electric. I mean, absolutely dynamic when he comes into a game for the first time, especially at Dodger Stadium, when they play Narco by Timmy Trumpet. We were there in New York a few years ago, remember, when Timmy himself came and played it live. And that place, I mean, it was goosebumps all over the place at Citi Field.
It was like a production show.
Yeah. So I found out where that began. There goes the base runner, Earhart, swing and a miss, and Earhart's going to swipe second base easily.
Garcia came close to drilling his own pitcher in the back with that throw.
But that trumpet music, that originated in Seattle when he was a Mariner. And one of the gentlemen in the front office, who's vice president of marketing there, Greg Green, came up to him and he said, look, we're thinking about some run-out music, and here's 3 different things. Which one do you want? And he played him 2 other songs on his phone, and he came to Narco, and a smile came over the face of Edwin Diaz. He said, that's the one. That's when it originated, and it became even more popular in New York. And it will go viral in L.A. 3-2. Miller stays alive. Three runs on 5 hits and an error for Arizona. 2 runs, 4 hits and an error for the Dodgers through this point of the game. Top of the 5th inning. And Miller fouls it off to the left. This is a beautiful complex here. Salt River Fields at Talking Stick, shared by the Rockies and Diamondbacks. I think if you had to pick the top 2 complexes for player development, you'd say this one and Camelback Ranch. There's ball 4, low and in. Changeup missed. And Hessun Kim, he's got a hit already today, but he's been a hit in center field. A couple of really good plays. Sliding catch.
That's moving initially to his right, then coming in, and then for good measure, yeah, I'll go back, all the way back.
Not an easy play, right?
No, and especially when you're dealing with bright sunshine here.
Kim singled, stole second in the first. Struck out swinging on a slider in the 2nd inning. 2 on, nobody out. Tying run in scoring position.
Boy, Miller, just looking at him at first base, had a huge lead. And Chris Woodward, the first base coach, going over and talking to him, and said, hey, wait a minute. And Chris says, look, maybe not as big, but then get the secondary lead. So he's cut down on the lead right now.
Swing and a miss and a changeup. Out front was Kim.
Those are the other things about coaches, just picking things up. Okay, you had a big lead, but it was kind of a static lead. There was no secondary lead. Okay, so shorten up initially, and then take the shuffle steps to your right as the secondary lead.
There's a ground ball. That's through to left field, a base hit. Dodgers are going to tie it. Here comes Earhart in to score. And going first to third was Miller. An RBI base hit for Hessun Kim. And the Dodgers have tied the ball game.
And Perdomo, Tim, got cut out of position. He was actually moving towards the second base bag when the ball was hit. And there was no way for him to reverse the direction. On the TV side, you can see it. Oh, oops. He went to his left, wrong direction.
So his name, if you pronounce it the Korean way, would be Kim Hesung. But here, Hesung Kim getting it done. His second hit of the afternoon.
Regardless of the country. RBI base hit.
That's right. He'll take it. Again, and another guy that is feeling much more comfortable, right? When you look at his second year in the Dodger organization and coming over to the United States, and his English is getting much better. He's a happy young man, too. Smiles all the time when you talk to him. And he talking to him a couple of days ago. I said, hey, your swing looks pretty good. He said, thank you very much. He said, I feel good. So,
now, does he get the green light? Does he take off somewhere in this sequence?
Nobody out. He's got 1 steal today. 27 stolen bases between Oklahoma City and the Dodgers last year. He was only caught twice. Middle infielders at double play depth. And the pitch to Espinal. Even a miss at the change.
So at first base, Miller was schooled by Chris Woodward. Now looking at his lead off at third, he can actually get a little bit more to begin with. If Kim takes off from first, does Arizona even throw through to second base the runner at third?
Next offers high, 2-1. Espinal 0 for 2 this afternoon. Struck out looking in the first and grounded out to Perdomo at short in the third inning.
And for Miller, like base runners that do at third base, lead off in foul territory.
There goes Kim for second. Pitches in the dirt for a ball. Head first slide. He's safe. Second stolen base of the afternoon for Ha-Seong Kim.
Well, a good jump, and they did throw through. It obeyed them because Miller was not getting a big lead. So, yeah, you lead off in foul territory at third. So in case you get hit by a line drive, you're not going to be out. You're in fair territory, you're out. But Kim is, talk about good ball game to this point. He's had it.
Espinal looks at ball 4, and the bases are full of Dodgers.
And this Dodger ball club, that's the third stolen base they've had in today's game. And the second by Kim.
But Dalton Rushing has a chance to get the Dodgers their first lead of the afternoon. Nobody out, base is full. Go-ahead runs at third. And insurance on the base paths. Great speed at second with Kim. Here comes Ray's pitch. It is inside ball 1. Trying to curveball to start off Rushing. Rushing is 0 for 2. Bounced out to first in the first, and in the third inning he struck out looking. He challenged the pitch, and he was incorrect. Wave and a miss at the change. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rushing. Pretty good breeze blowing out to right center field right now. Dylan Ray kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss at a high fastball.
Calls time, and that pitch can be problematic. It's a tough pitch to. It looks good as a hitter. Talked about it many times. It's difficult to get up on top of that baseball.
One-two pitch. Looks at that one low and in. Another changeup. So he's thrown 3 changeups and a fastball in this at bat to Dalton Rushing. He's got a 2-2 count. Miller at third, Kim at second, and Espinal at first. The pitch on the way. Up high, ball 3. So bases loaded, nobody out, 3-2. What are you sitting at the plate?
Well, if he's gone changeup a lot to begin with, but you can't look for something with 2 strikes. Just be aware of it.
Payoff pitch, swung out, fouled straight back to the screen.
1992.
Left-handed action in the Diamondbacks bullpen currently. This will be the 26th pitch of the inning, and the Diamondbacks have not recorded an out yet. Payoff, fouled straight back. So the pitch count continues to mount. And this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat for Dalton Rushing. Great opportunity here for the Dodgers to take the lead, maybe even break this game open some. Bases loaded. 3-2 pitch from Ray. Called strike 3. Changeup clipped the outside corner. And he's not going to challenge it. So Rushing strikes out looking for the second time.
Well,
it might have been one he could have challenged.
Yep.
But he was unsuccessful once.
It's hard to hit and umpire at the same time.
Pitching change for Arizona. We'll take a timeout. Bases loaded, 1 out, 3-3 the score.
As
Network.
Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Rick Monday, Tim Neverett with you. Kirsten Watson also. Dodgers and Diamondbacks tied at 3. His son Kim at second base. There's Carlos Ray. Dylan Ray, R-A-Y, just left the game. Carlos Ray, R-E-Y, is now in. Lefty who made it up to Double-A last year with the Diamondbacks, facing Alex Freeland. Switch hitting infielder, turns around about right-handed, swings and fouls the first pitch away. Glad you're with us on the radio TV simulcast today. Radio on AM 570 and First TV on Sportsnet LA. Pitch outside. We'll have another radio TV simulcast on Friday, also from Scottsdale, when Yoshinobu Yamamoto makes his final start before the World Baseball Classic against the Giants. Pitch is outside, and now the catcher wants to challenge. Garcia.
The previous pitch was called the ball. Arizona is challenging.
We'll see if Arizona catcher is right or not. It looks like a ball.
Call on the field is confirmed. Arizona has 1 challenge remaining.
Half an inch.
Well. Oops.
Diamondbacks with 1 challenge left. 2-1 pitch. That's inside. Glances off the glove.
This is really the side of the plate that for Freeland trying to improve upon. You know, last year on his own from this side at 266, it was really right-handed hitting was the 207. So left-handed hitting was higher. So this is the area that he has not found consistency at least last year.
Freeland waves through that one.
That's a tough pitch to hit right there. Up
sinker.
and in.
Yeah. It's a high sinker at about 94. Tied him up. Full count, 3-2. So second straight batter, the Dodgers have had the bases loaded in the 3-2 count.
The Dodgers tonight this afternoon 2 for 9 runners in scoring position.
And that is up high. Freeland pausing for just a moment to make sure. And that is ball 4. The Dodgers take the lead as Ray walks in the run. And that run is going to be charged to Dylan Ray. Noah Miller comes in to score.
Let's go.
Torey Lovullo's club down for the first time today. Ryan Ward with an opportunity to open things up some. Swing and a miss. 1 for 2 today with a double and a run scored. Ray checks the runners and out of the stretch fires. Throws a slider inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I like the way Ward just stayed in there in that breaking ball. He did not budge.
Pitch to Ward. Lets it go up high for a ball. So we've seen that high sinker a couple of times from Ray.
Sinker is not designed to be elevated.
That one is also high, but a changeup. 3 balls and 1 strike to Ryan Ward. Bases loaded. Dodgers now up 4-3. Top of the 5th inning. Ray sets, delivers. And throws it on the outside corner for a strike. That's where the sinker's supposed to be. Outfield straight up for Ward. And Ward swings through the sinker and strikes out.
Let's go.
Again, even on the payoff pitch, working away.
2 down to Nick Senzel, the batter. He's 0 for 2. Struck out on a slider swinging in the second inning. Grounded out to short in the fourth. Pitch up high, ball 1. Next pitch to Senzel. Inside corner for a called strike. Start to see some substitutions in this game fairly soon. About halfway through. Ball 2 is high. There is Jake Geloff. He is on deck wearing number 05. The Dodgers have had to get into the odd numbers this spring. And Senzel fouls it back over our heads, up and over the roof and out of play. 2-2 to Nick Senzel.
Many more players in the camp. They'll have to start using the alphabet. A-0-7.
A-0.
A-2-3.
There's a ground ball hit to the left side. That's picked up by Gruber, the third baseman. It dropped at second base. Everybody's safe. Kim comes in to score. It is 5-3 Dodgers.
Yeah, fielder choice and an error. That was just clanged. Good so far. Picks it up, throws.
Nothing wrong with the throw.
Nope.
Ildemaro Vargas dropped it, so he'll get the E4. Senzel aboard on the fielder's choice. Kim scoring. Bases remain loaded. Has been all at third, and here's Jake Geloff. Up to Great Lakes last year. Brother Zach in the A's organization. And he takes a little bit high. Well, getting an opportunity now for Geloff. His first spring appearance. And he'll look at a pitch way upstairs.
Let's go, Los. Come over here.
And the next offering is high, ball 4. Add another run. 6-3. The fourth walk of the inning. And out comes Brian Kaplan, the pitching coach. Have a word with Ray. Espinal came in to score. Right-handed action in the bullpen for Arizona. Threw into third. Senzel at second. Geloff down there at first, and Earhart coming up to hit for the second time this inning. Well, the wheel's wobbling for Arizona here in the fifth. They get out to a 3-0 lead, and the Dodgers have now doubled that at 6-3. Earhart has scored 2 runs this afternoon. Been on base twice. He'll take a pitch on the inside edge.
This is the third time in the 5 games Dodgers have played in this spring where they batted it around in 1 inning.
They continue to pour on the runs in February, don't they? Foul tip strike. Earhart asks for time, and he'll get it. And the pitch. There's a little chopper over the mound. That'll be grabbed by Vargas. He makes the leaping throw to first in time to retire the side. But the Dodgers pick up 4 runs in the top of the 5th and have now taken a 6-3 lead over the Diamondbacks.
On Sportsnet LA.
When Will Klein began his 2025 season, he never imagined himself pitching 4 innings in Game 3 of the World Series, mostly because he was with the Seattle Mariners when the season began. But 72 pitches, a career high. He knew he was the last guy in the bullpen, and he knew there was nobody else at that point in time, and he knew he had to get it done, and he did. And what a performance that helped lift the Dodgers to a win in Game 3. And Will Klein had a season like no other in his life. So he comes on to pitch here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Talked to Will for a while today, and I said, first of all, tell me about your season. He said, well, every month was the opposite of the other month. You'd have a good month, and things would go sideways on him. Ends up with the Dodgers. Ends up going to Stay Hot camp, which is basically here in Arizona. Then gets called back and finds himself in the bullpen during the World Series.
Yeah, that Stay Hot camp is. We'll let you know. Yeah. And then Will Klein let everybody know. What a gutsy performance. And like you said, he knew he was the last man standing.
The only one after him was Yamamoto, who came out and warmed up but never got in the game in Game 3. But Klein pitched the 4 innings of his life. Never pitched that many pitches in a game. Never gone that deep in a game before. But he had to, and he knew that there was nobody else. And he said the adrenaline that he felt and the sense of purpose that he had when he was out there, he said it was nothing like it. He gets a man to strike out here. Tim Tawa goes down swinging. I asked him about what it was like in the offseason, too, because he made a lot of appearances for the Dodgers. He was a popular guy. People wanted to meet him, talk with him. He said, I've never experienced anything like it. So it was tremendous. Pavin Smith throws one left center. George will go back and watch it go. And that ball is gone off the hill and back in the field of play, and Pavin Smith has a home run. It's now 6-4.
And he crushed it. That was basically a line drive home run. Well, we'll see about the location. Oh, hello. The only thing that pitch did not have as far as location was a silver platter.
For Smith, his first home run of spring training. That's only one. Some pitchers have to look at it when they give up a solo shot. Lou James Groover, third baseman, hits it to right field. And waiting for it there is Chris Newell, who has come in for Tibbs. So Newell and George in the outfield. Earhart's still on left. And Jake Geloff is at third base. I asked Will, I said, what are you going to work on today when you get in the game? Is anything specific? He goes, well, just try and get guys out. He said, not really anything specific. Two out for the Diamondbacks, and here is Ildemaro Vargas. First pitch, a ball. See that ball kind of pop up out of his hand. That'll indicate that's a curveball on the way. Missed it up high, and that's a 2-0 count. But when you think of the 2025 World Series, Will Klein will always be one of the unsung heroes. And there were a lot of them in that series. This ball smacked foul out of play down the right side.
Well, we weren't the only ones that watched it and enjoyed it from a Dodger standpoint. You look at the viewership. That was up. Way up in what it has been in recent years.
2-1 pitch. Bouncer over the mound. Right there is Noah Miller, the shortstop. He throws on to first to Ryan Ward to get him. And that'll take care of that in the bottom of the fifth. We go to the sixth in Scottsdale. 6-4 Dodgers. Opening week with your back-to-back world champion Dodgers, presented by Bank of America, is coming March 26th. Check out exciting matchups, giveaways, special events, and much more. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information. Cactus League action. Top of the 6th. Dodgers leading 6-4. Spencer Giesting out of North Carolina, Charlotte. AA, AAA last year. Amarillo in AA and Reno in AAA for the Diamondbacks, facing Noah Miller. Another switch hitter batting right against the lefty Giesting. And the pitch. And a breaking ball low.
There was a story posted by Bob Nightingale, USA Today, that involves the Diamondbacks and an injury already that is going to affect opening day against the Dodgers. As he says, that their starter, Merrill Kelly, who was scheduled to be the opening day starter at Dodger Stadium against the Dodgers, now has been sidelined with intercostal nerve irritation. So he will not open up the season with the ball club.
That is a big blow for the Diamondbacks.
Yes, it is.
Already with another big injury, Corbin Carroll, all-star outfielder, has a broken right hamate, or the hook of the hamate they call it, the hamate bone. That was suffered earlier this month, and he had to have surgery on the 11th of February, so he's out too.
And he's not the only one that's suffered that injury already this spring.
You know, when you look at, you were talking about the knob of the bat that Nolan Arenado uses. Might take some pressure off that. There's the other kind of handle that Mookie Betts uses, a number of other guys use. It's like an axe handle, and that is supposed to relieve some pressure on the hook of the hamate. That's down the left field line, just foul off the bat of Miller. But the last thing any hitter wants is any kind of a crack in the hand anywhere. Now, Kyle Tucker last year with the Cubs had a deal. He had a fractured finger. he played right through it. That could not have been very comfortable for him. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch from Giesting to Noah Miller. It's fouled back.
That's like hitters. If you have something that's broken, you're trying to play through the pain, whether you have it taped up, whatever it is, people find out about it. And if they know you have a wrist injury, hand injury, finger injury, guess where you're going to be pitched a lot? Jammed.
Two. That's lifted, foul, and out of play.
Just looking down below us, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 scouts that I recognize. Major League scouts. They're always looking. Talk about trade deadlines and who may be cut from a certain roster and available for another team.
It's a busy time of the year for scouts. I think fans may not realize how busy it is for scouts.
Yeah,
but
because some teams will have shopping lists. Hey, we need a second baseman. Hey, we just had an injury. We need to supplant that road to getting some healthy people.
The 10th pitch of the at bat results in a ball up and away for ball 4. And Miller is aboard. He's walked twice. Kendall George can flat out run. 100 stolen bases last year. You know, you didn't see it very often. You know, you think of guys like, you know, Ricky Henderson, Tim Raines, Vince Coleman, guys who are getting to that 100 stolen base mark, but you just don't see that anymore. He did it in the minors last year in fewer games than he would have in a major league season.
Yeah, well, I remember when Maury Wills with the Dodgers, you know, stole, what was it, 104, that one made a big statement. It kind of changed the way that the game is played. But the other part of it is the drawback is the wear and tear on your body, stealing that many bases.
He slaps this one in the air to left. It's slicing over near the line, and a diving catch made by Walter Schmidt. Oh, he took perhaps extra bases away from Kendall George here.
He may wind up with a sore neck tomorrow morning when he gets up, because there's a collision with the ground when you make the dive. This is a good play, especially when you look up. I mean, that's the sun field right now, left field, the left side of the infield as well.
Chris Newell up for the first time today. Throw goes to first. And Miller back.
Remember, Miller last time at first base had a little coaching session from Chris Woodward, the first base coach, as far as the lead that he took. These coaches don't miss anything. And it's all to be constructive. Hey, let's try this. Hey, it'll help you do this. Take the secondary lead.
Foul tip for a strike.
This game of baseball, and what a game, looks easy to play. I mean, it looks easy. The closer you get to the field, the more difficult it is. You get on the field, very difficult.
Slider swinging through that is Newell. Ball and 2 strikes. So many things you have to do just to prepare to play. Never mind.
I had the same conversation with some umpires in Florida. They had the umpire development program again this year, where MLB invites. They invited 58 umpires to go through their school. And about 30 of them will get professional baseball contracts, and then some of the others will get collegiate assignments. But to watch their school and what they go through, not only the bookwork in the morning, but in the afternoon they're on the field. It is remarkable. Umpiring looks really easy. It ain't.
Newell cracks one foul on the ground down the first base side. You know, a lot of the guys that, when they, guys and gals now, female umpires as well, but the one thing that takes the most getting used to, I'm told, when they start umpiring at the higher levels, is the plate and seeing the ball where it crosses the plate. That's one of the biggest challenges, they say, for young umpires that are just starting out. When you're in the field, it's not necessarily easy to call those bang bang plays at first base, but all the things you have to do and to you know, to manage the game from behind the plate, that's the toughest job out there. Strike 3 called. Fastball at 92, catches Newell, and he is out.
The other part, too, is in the lower minor leagues, you get a look at on the television side. Yep, strike. You know, you're working with a couple of umpires, so your responsibility for different bases, depending if the ball's hit down the line, extra base hit, whatever it may be, and then learning how to have the teamwork as you move up, and there are more umpires on that crew.
Eliezer Alfonso. He's going to go in and catch. (6-4) Dodgers lead, top of the 6th inning. 1 on, 2 out. Pitch up and away. Strike called to Alfonso.
Speaking of umpiring, we've got different things that are going on. I've said this and somebody said, hey, you haven't mentioned it so far. If someone has a birthday coming up, you're looking for a gift and they're a baseball fan, give them a rule book.
There's a fly ball foul down the right field side that'll make the seats. Well, I thought you were going to suggest you get him a number 22 combo. That's your favorite restaurant.
Yeah. Well, then you take the rule book to this place that we know of. You order the number 22, and you can read the rule book. Such as, how many people realize that in some instances you have to record 4 outs in an inning?
That is something. This ball smacked to center field. Waiting for it, Jordan Lawler. He'll make the catch. Side retired. Head to the bottom of the 6th at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. The Dodgers lead the Diamondbacks 6-4.
Yeah!
Welcome back to Scottsdale. I am currently joined by pitching coach Connor McGinnis. And Connor, I mean, it is spring training. I know it's early in the year, but we've had the chance to see quite a few guys. Today, Roki Sasaki had the start. I know he was working through that fastball command early, but was able to get out of the inning. When you look at him this year, how different is he from last year?
It's incredible to just see where he started when we first got him last year to now what he's looking like this year. I think it was great for him to experience that last year. He's way more comfortable with the ball and just kind of everyone around. The team's really brought him in, and he came in great shape. He's got serious power behind everything. You know, I think this is his first time really getting in front of a crowd here. It's a great ballpark for him, and so kind of came out of his throw a little bit at times, but it was good to see the power still there, and he had been working on some other things too. So it was an exciting look.
Dave Roberts has talked about how you guys want him to have a little bit more to his pitch mix. And that meant bringing in essentially like a cutter, slider. I'm interested to know what you actually call the pitch. How did this come about, and how are you seeing him just work through that pitch and how it's evolving right now?
Yeah, you know, we were leaning a lot on our PD group as well to kind of help in that front. I know Rob Hill was instrumental in kind of helping him identify something that fit for him, and then he kind of made it his own. We were just really looking for something to make a left turn that kind of fit his throw so he wouldn't come out of it. You can maintain the power throughout the year, and it's honestly kind of turned into more of a gyro slider. I would just call it slider at this point. Yeah, we might have to keep calling it cutter just so he stays in this throw because we love the current shape.
Because even back then, we were like, what are we calling this pitch right now? It's a little bit of everything, but if you like how it's moving, that's all that matters. We got to see Gavin Stone yesterday, today River Ryan. I mean, these are guys we haven't seen on the mound in about 2 years. Just seeing them come back, considering how hard they had to work through their rehab. What is it like for you?
It's just awesome to see him back out there. And, you know, our training staff and our rehab group, they do such a fantastic job. And to not only get them back, to get them back and they already look like this, it's unbelievable. So we want to make sure that we keep eyes on and keep them on the right path. But, you know, it's an emotional journey for these guys, and it's a big deal to come in and get that adrenaline rush. And so it's exciting to have the first one out of the way. make sure they wake up the next morning feeling good, and onward we go. So I'm really proud of those guys for putting the work in. They both look fantastic. So we're really excited to have the depth that we have on the pitching group.
Yeah, speaking of depth, I mean, you look at what the rotation tentatively looks like, whether it's Yoshi, Shohei, Blake, Tyler, it feels like Emmett, the list goes on and on. I didn't even mention Roki. Yeah. Knowing that there is so much depth in this organization and so many guys who are healthy this year, what does that do just for you as a pitching coach with this group?
I mean, what's nice is you have that kind of that security in the back of your mind, knowing that we have the depth, just given what the front office, the scouts do, our PD group. You know, it's kind of a next man up mindset. You know, and we all know on paper how good and talented this team is, but to have that depth, we all know opening day it might be different, and someone has to step up and fill that role. And year in and year out, this group continues to do so. So we're really excited. It's a good problem to be having right now.
We got to see Edwin Diaz today as well, making his Cactus League debut. An arm like that, to be the closer, I mean, even watching the guys taking live BP, they're in awe of how the stuff moves and how fast. It feels like it's being whiplashed at you. Yep. What is it like from your perspective, seeing his pitches and what he can do as the closer of this team?
It's crazy. I was kind of getting distracted by him wearing number 3, to be honest with you, instead of the 39, because I know that number's retired. But I was telling him he looked a little skinnier out there. He looks great. But yeah, the way he works, the way his hips move, how he uses the ground, it's a special talent. Obviously, he's had incredible success. So we're hoping we can just kind of build on that and really just bring him in. He's been fantastic to have around. The guys love him. He's just an awesome dude. So to be able to talk to him and pick his brain, he's only going to help the other guys around him. So we're excited.
Last year, we got to see a lot of the younger guys step in, really in kind of bullpen situations, whether it was Justin Robleski, seeing Bank Experience into the bullpen. Now they come in this year. I mean, how valuable was that experience for guys like them, whether it's been as a starter, as a reliever, and how it impacts their stuff?
Yeah, it's incredible, and kudos to them for being able and willing to accept that role, to, you know, especially Kasperius bouncing back and forth between bullpen to starter. You know, it's not an impossible task. It's a very challenging task to navigate that, the different workloads, the timing of it all. What's great about the mindset of our group with the depth that we have is they just take the rock whenever Doc calls their name, and he'll come get you when your time's over, and they don't say boo about it, and it's fantastic to have. So I know they're excited to just get the opportunities, and we'll see how the season plays out.
I know it's been a minute since we've talked about just the World Series, but I actually haven't gotten your reaction to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I mean, first, none of us have seen anything like that. His performance, his durability, how he was able to bounce back. How do you describe what you saw?
I still can't believe it. I still don't think it's real. You know, I think Miggy Rowe had said this in an interview earlier. He doesn't even want to watch the game because he's worried a call's going to be overturned or something, and I kind of share that sentiment. But the way he works, the way he goes about it, it's no surprise that guy was able to pull that off. But it's still remarkable. I have no idea how he did it. And kudos to Yada Sensei and his group, and you know, Ayrton and Hiro helping out to make sure that everyone was on the same page with how he went about it. But that guy is an absolute savage, and we're just really lucky to have him on our team.
Is there anything that stands out to you about him that allows for just the quick bounce back and keeping his body healthy?
You know, it's just the daily work, the amount of effort that he puts in, the grinding, his preparation and process. There's no one like him, and we're just pumped to have him continue to do his thing. I'm hoping he goes out, has a healthy WBC, and we get him back, and maybe Team USA can steal one from him this year.
Are you finding that other guys are starting to see the javelin throwing? I mean, has anyone kind of tested that out?
Oh, without a doubt, and good luck to him. You know, it's not an easy thing to do, and I just love learning from him and Yada Sensei on the style. It's a very unique style, how they go about doing it. I wouldn't be surprised if you're starting to see some of the younger generations throwing javelins too, and I think it's a great tool and asset, but it is a very difficult thing to accomplish. So the way he does it, it's unbelievable.
Connor, you're the best. Thank you, as always. And, hey, it's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be an excellent one. Yeah, let's go get the third one.
Thank you so much. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Kirsten. The javelins that they're talking about, it's got different weights on them, and they're small. They're not like a track and field type javelin, but they were developed by an Olympic javelin thrower. And Yamamoto, we see him a couple times a week. He'll be throwing those things out there, and it helps his mechanics and so on and so forth. Whatever it helps, just keep doing it.
But he's very precise.
Yeah.
in his preparation and how he throws them.
Well, Perdomo, the shortstop, leadoff man up. Chris Campos is the pitcher, his second spring appearance. Campos was a shortstop at St. Mary's, who also pitched there.
Connor McGinnis also said something, if you're listening, about Edwin Diaz.
And this one grounded wide of first foul.
It's not just pick up the ball right back and throw it. Remember, he talked about watching how his hips move in pitching, in throwing, and in hitting. You know, you watch the athletes in their hips, and I thought that was an interesting conversation about all the different things that have to be in sync and how he uses it to his advantage.
Well, we're going to get a good look at Mr. Diaz this year. Campos trying to give himself a good look here in the A game over here in Scottsdale. Perdomo pops it up foul. So Campos facing Geraldo Perdomo here. Campos last year in Tulsa in Double-A, 8-6, 4.19 ERA. Did come in late, had a save. And he made 23 starts and 23 overall appearances. This ball is hooked foul down by the Dodger bullpen.
So I want to pick up the back end of that conversation. Wait a minute, they're talking about pitching. They're talking about we like the way he moves his hips.
If they missed the pitching part you're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, I came into this conversation late. What are you talking about? Perdomo hits one high in the air to right. Newell moving over toward the line. He'll reach up, make the catch. And that'll do it. The inning is over. We go to the 7th inning in Scottsdale. Dodgers 6, Diamondbacks 4. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. The hot mess is back as a munchie meal for Jack's 75th anniversary. Shadows on the third base side of Salt River Fields. 6 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers, 4 runs, 8 hits for the Diamondbacks. And at the plate, Alex Freeland for the Dodgers. Changes for the Diamondbacks. Alfred Murillo is now pitching, the right-hander. And Freeland hits it into right center, a base hit. Freeland's first hit of the afternoon.
I mentioned earlier is that for Freeland, this was the side from the left side. Being a switch hitter, he hit higher average, 266 versus right-handed hitting at 207 this season.
Freeland is out, and he's got a pinch runner. We'll tell you who that is as soon as we can.
It's that time of the game.
It's that time of the game. Well, the ball goes back to the backstop off the catcher's glove. The new catcher, Gavin Logan. And down to second base goes the Dodger base runner.
Well, the Dodgers put out a list of those that are traveling on the trip, and they do not have a number 89 listed.
Sean McLean is who that is. We saw Sean last year.
Yep.
Played some infield. His brother Matt's with the Reds. Wearing number 89. So now you can write that down. Sean McLean. They had a couple of games last spring where the McLean brothers played against one another. Ryan Fitzgerald, the batter. And the pitch high and away. Fitzgerald out of Creighton University. He'll take ball 4.
And that is walk number 36 for the Dodgers this spring.
I thought you were going to say walk number 36 this game. I mean, it's been a walkathon. Now Josue DePaula is going to come up and hit in the DH spot. Yeah, the Dodgers have really accepted the free pass often so far in the first 5 games of spring training. DePaula yesterday, a pretty good game. He went 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double, plus a run batted in, and he scored twice. And it's another pitch that goes back to the backstop. McLean goes down to third, and Fitzgerald over to second base.
And the longer this game continues, the deeper we are going to be into rush hour traffic going to the opposite side of the Valley of the Sun. Yes. Looking into the sun.
I'm going the other way.
Where are you going? Albuquerque?
No. I'm going to a basketball game.
Oh. Which?
UNLV is in town taking on Grand Canyon University.
You know anybody over there?
Yeah. My son Matt is the broadcaster for UNLV. He's actually in the booth with us here today.
Yeah, he left for a while. He got sick of us.
I know. Also the AAA broadcaster with the Athletics in Vegas. There's a 1-2 pitch, and DePaula looks at it low and in. So I'm going to drive him over to his game. I don't know if the traffic will be any better or worse heading that way, but we'll see. And the pitch outside and low. Sun Devils, I don't know if they're playing tonight, but I'm sure if they were, you'd be right there courtside, right?
And, sure. I was seated next to the athletic director Saturday night. So a conversation.
DePaula swings and strikes out. One out for the Dodgers in the seventh. Yeah, you went to a function with a bunch of big shots on Saturday, didn't you?
Yep.
Jake Geloff. He is the all-time home run leader at the University of Virginia.
And he is headed to the WBC as well.
Hey, swing and a miss.
He's playing with Team Israel, I believe.
Be a great experience for him, for sure. Certainly a memorable one. I'll have to start looking at those brackets. I don't know them off the top of my head, but games will begin soon. And we will have a WBC exhibition game for you here on Sportsnet LA on March 4th when the Dodgers take on Mexico.
That's going to be a fun game. That's a big tune-up for Team Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that Benji Gill, the manager, is not going to be managing that one like a spring training game.
No. That's going to be playing for keeps. And you have to get the mindset into it. It's like the last couple of games in spring training. Of course, the biggest stage is the Freeway Series, which I have always been a very strong proponent of, because it gets the players into that last dress rehearsal, if you will, in major league stadiums.
Stretch by Murillo in the pitch. That's outside to Geloff. And guess what? It's another walk.
Another walk.
And the bases are full of Dodgers right now. Here's Zaire Hope. Well, what a good kid this guy is. A good chat with him this morning. I said, because you want to look at his forearms, right? I said, I remember when we first saw you play 2 years ago. Your forearms didn't look like that. And he said, I work out a lot. I said, yeah, obviously, you've really improved your power.
Well, David Vassay, our own David Vassay, was telling us a couple of days ago is that every time he goes past the weight room, if it's in between different workouts and functions, there's hope. He's working out.
I said to him, I said, Zaire, did you take a break at all in the winter? He goes, no, baseball every day. I said, every single day? He goes, every day. He goes, I just have some buddies in my town in Stanford, Virginia, and we go throw and we hit and we work out. And I said, are they professional players too? He goes, no, they're just my buddies.
Good buddies to have.
Yeah. And so he goes and he works out every day. He goes, that's my fun, is working out.
Well, that's the key, where it's fun and you're building towards something versus I have to.
He continues to climb the ladder, the Dodgers minor league system.
Although there's many coaches that will tell you, the collegiate level, professional level, said, hey, well, you're taking it easy. You're having mint juleps and enjoying this. And the other guys are working out.
2-2 pitch. And Hope fouls it back just below us. Still a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Zaire Hope. Dodgers got him from the Cubs. And the Dodgers a couple of years ago sent Michael Bush to the Cubs. Zaire Hope was part of the return. Jackson Ferris also. Oh, he swings and hammers one deep to left field. This one heading back toward the wall. It is going to be off the track and over the wall for a double. 2 runs will score, and Zaire Hope with a 2-run, 2-base hit, an opposite field smash.
Oh, that was a sweet swing also. Dodgers still looking for their first home run of the spring. For Hope, oh, it pays off that string. Now that's a tough pitch. That ball is up and away, and he hit it up and away. That's a big ballpark to the right of the 390 mark in left center field.
Well, that's what working out in December and January in Virginia will do every day. Again, improves his strength. Torey Lovullo's coming out to get Murillo. And a pitching change at Salt River Fields. Top of the 7th, 1 out, 2 on. Dodgers leading 8-4. Right-hander Casey Anderson takes over for the Diamondbacks. Dodgers with an 8-4 lead. Top of the 7th. Runners at second and third. And 1 man out. The Dodgers continue to pour runs on. 42 runs the Dodgers have scored in the first 5 games, including today. Griffin Lockwood Powell going to hit. And he fouls the first pitch away. But again, Mo, that's 42 runs without a home run. And there's only 2 teams out here that haven't hit a home run in spring training yet. Dodgers 1. The A's are the other. But the big difference? The A's have only scored 4 runs.
Oops.
The Dodgers 42 and have done that without a homer.
Oh, the A's have been some quick innings, huh?
I guess so. Griffin Lockwood Powell, GLP, number 92. A little swing and miss here. And he goes down on strikes. So Anderson comes in, strikes out Lockwood Powell.
Going into the late afternoon, the shadows are coming up and just about ready to engulf home plate and first base.
Kendall George 0 for 1, robbed of a hit.
Which also means, we talked the shadows, home plate, first base, that's the way it's going. You might need a welding mask in left field right now, the sun field.
Different left fielder out there now, Vukovic. Strike call to Kendall George. One ball, 1 strike pitch. And that is on the outside corner for a strike call. Well, regardless of the level or levels that Kendall George plays at this year, one thing's for sure, and he gets on base, he's going to run. Now, they don't expect a lot of power out of him.
They don't need it.
Don't need it. I mean, he hits the ball in the gap, it's a double.
Well, that's
maybe
just like
a triple.
Yeah, a single is like a double.
That's the kind of player Dave Roberts likes. That's the kind of player he was. There's a shot toward the middle. And it's going to be a lot closer than I think. The throw is errant. Geloff comes in to score. Hope comes in to score. And it's 10-4.
Well, I've said this many, many times. When you are known to run well and you are known to be running hard all the time, it will force mistakes. So a routine play, a routine throw turns into an error. Now, is it partly because he knows that you've got great speed going down the line?
Chris Newell struck out looking in the sixth. A little low for ball one.
But that is the third error by Arizona today.
Ground ball toward the middle. That is snagged by Fernandez. The shortstop throws on to first to retire the side. A 4-spot for the Dodgers in the top of the 7th inning. Stand and stretch. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Sit and Sleep.
Brain fog due to drowsiness. Try now Allegra. It's a no-brainer.
The pitcher for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 7th inning is left-hander Garrett McDaniels, the former Angel. And second time he's been out this spring. Dodgers with a 10-4 lead. Tim Tawa, the batter, designated hitter, getting a bunch of at-bats today. How about this on Kendall George, Mo? Talking about his speed, maybe forcing the bad throw when he ran down to first base. So his sprint speed down to first was 31.3 feet per second. Okay, what does that mean? The major league leader in sprint speed last year was Trey Turner with the Phillies, 30.3. So that's a second faster, or a foot faster, I should say, per second. And that's probably not the best that Kendall George can do.
No, and George will get to the bag with those numbers more rapidly. But also keep in mind he's from the left side of home plate, not the right side.
Yeah. Well, he's got something a lot of players would love to have, and that is that just outstanding speed.
Well, there's all kinds of stories historically about guys that were fast. And I think of Cool Papa Bell, who reportedly was so fast that when he went to the wall to turn off the lights, he could be in bed before the room got dark.
I've heard that.
That's quick.
That is fast. Three-two pitch in the air to center, and using the speed to get after the baseball is George. He's on the track, and that ball is going to carry out. And Towers got a home run. It's 10-5.
Speed in the outfield won't help you there. Somebody this offseason who didn't know baseball at all, I think it was from England. Someone says, well, if you want you to meet so-and-so, you play baseball. I said, okay, I understand. What position do you play? The center field. So what's the center fielder do? And I said, we chase down pitchers' mistakes.
This ball smacked to left, and McDaniels has given up back-to-back home runs as Jose Fernandez, the shortstop, hits one out. That's the third home run hit by the Diamondbacks today.
So I'll extend that story. So they asked what I did, and I said I chase pitchers' mistakes. The next question is, what's a pitcher?
Fernandez getting into one here. And 10-6 the score.
And now the Shadows have reached home plate. It's not affecting the sight of the baseball coming home yet for a hitter.
James Groover with a swing and a miss there. One ball, one strike.
Where it really gets fun is that Shadow gets about halfway out, or even if the entire Shadow has got the plate and home plate, the pitcher's mound involved. Because then you're standing in shadows and you're looking into bright sunshine, and the baseball is just a shadow. And I do notice that J.R. House, the third base coach for the Diamondbacks, is not in the coaching box.
Sean McClain out there at second base makes the play, and he throws out Groover, one away.
Which is against the new rules.
You're right. I didn't notice. I didn't look down there, but now that I look down there, that's not allowed.
By 20 feet.
Yeah.
The rule this year, we've talked about a couple of different times, you must remain within the confines of the coaching box until the pitch is made. Well, somebody will fire off an email on that one.
You look over Rich McKay at first. He's
if Larry Bow happens to be watching, yeah, Larry will call MLB. Because he told a story when he was the third base coach of the Dodgers. They came up with a rule again, stay within the coaching box. He goes, hey, I got a big, powerful right-handed batter at home plate. He hits a line drive. I'm going to get killed down here. Well, Larry was asked to leave. No, he was told to leave the game. And Larry went ballistic.
The first base coach has his foot on the line.
Yeah, Dave McKay, it's like a hitter. As long as you have your foot in contact with the line of the batter's box, you're fine. But for J.R. House, got some splaining to do down at third.
See, now that's okay right there.
Yeah. Well, he's observing it, and House could care less. Right along with us.
You're not going to let it ruin your day.
No.
Ground ball, that's deflected by McDaniels, and McClain fires to first just a little late. Good effort. Troy, that'll be a base hit. So for the second baseman, McLean, he's heading full speed toward where he thinks the ball is going to go. It hits the glove of the pitcher, and then he's got to hit the brakes. That's a much more difficult play to make than it looks. Jordan Lawler 0 for 2. He's been on base with a free pass today. So you're the rules guy, right? So I figured you'd point that rule out at third base first, but did a good job. I didn't see it yet. I wasn't looking down there. So when you get your new rule book, are you going to go to the page 13 where there was an error?
I believe it was page 13. It was regarding the pitch clock on when the clock started, and it was inaccurate.
Pitch from McDaniel, and then is fouled away by Lawler.
So I went to Brian Gorman, who's now an umpiring supervisor, second-generation Major League umpire, and I said, hey, there's an issue here. So let me see it. Took my rule book down, looked at it, and he goes, you're right.
The kick and the pitch from the lefty is up high. Count goes to 3-1.
But I'm sure they have readjusted it and everything is fine. But I found the rule book intriguing.
But you're going to flip through and find the wording of the coach's box rule now, right? When you get your new one?
I doubt if it's in there.
You doubt if it's in there? Lawler walks for the second time. Now first and second for the Diamondbacks here in the bottom of the seventh.
Yeah. Well, the folks were not privy to it. Conversation in between half innings. It seems like an hour ago. I said we've touched upon just about every subject, and up next are probably art museums.
That was an hour ago. Luken Baker, the hitter. I didn't want to be the one to point this out to you, Mo, but the tying runs in the on-deck circle.
Oh, thanks.
Pitch is low for a ball. 1-1.
Did you have a bug collection as a kid?
No.
Oh, I just wondered.
No. I don't know why you asked that. But
well, I'm just looking for subjects that we can,
I get
that
it.
we can broach.
Instead of like read any good books lately.
Yeah.
Did I have a bug collection? No, I was not a child
Would you like to
entomologist.
start one?
Luken Baker at the plate with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. McDaniels pitched a scoreless inning Sunday against the Padres over in Peoria. He's given up the back-to-back home runs here this inning.
Anything else on that paper you can read?
That's the last line on this, on this sheet.
Just checking.
This one's hit up in the air, playable to right field. Newell is underneath it, and he'll make the catch. No runners will advance.
Well, at this point, I'm observing everything, including if you look straight up, you can see the moon.
Hey, look at that. Dave Roberts comes out to make a pitching change. Mo's going to continue to look at the moon. And we'll take a timeout.
Call that a moon?
2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Dodgers 10, Diamondbacks 6. Left-hander Wyatt Crowell takes over. Last year between Great Lakes and Tulsa, 24 appearances, 18 starts. Wearing number 01. Opponents hit only 170 against him. He struck out more guys than innings he pitched in, 114 strikeouts. Pretty good. Out of the suburbs of Atlanta and Florida State. Wyatt Crowell. They'll try to get the Dodgers back to the bat rack in the 8th inning, leading 10-6.
By the way, if anyone ever questions your eyesight, now here we are, we can see the moon. 4:06 local time. Our eyesight is perfect because the moon is 238,000 miles away.
And you could see the Sea of Tranquility from here.
There's nothing tranquil about this afternoon as far as the traffic.
And pitch, foul tip into the mitt. This is A.J. Vukovich, the left fielder, batting for Arizona. You've got, pilot's eyes. You've had great eyesight your whole life. Now, if you look up there, can you see where the eagle landed? You see any of the lunar sights up there? A little chopper that's going to go foul down the third base side. One thing, too, on the TV side, when you look at the back of the jersey of Wyatt Crowell, the Dodger pitcher, your screen has not been reversed on you. When you look at his number, it's like a backwards 10. But it's 01. Dodgers had to go to the zero numbers. They had a lot of 90 numbers already given out. They didn't want to have duplicate numbers in the games, so they decided to go this way. It's, a little different, kind of cool.
I like it. It's creative.
Yeah, I like it, too. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase a changeup, and Crowell gets the strikeout. Go to the 8th inning. Dodgers 10, Diamondbacks 6.
Dodgers on Sportsnet LA.
Don't forget to tune in after the game for Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by Mercury Insurance. John Hartung will quarterback that and have some interviews. Hear from the skipper, Dave Roberts. Kirsten will have other interviews as well. That's coming up. Access Sportsnet Dodgers right after the conclusion of this one on Sportsnet LA. Hayden Dirk is the new pitcher for Arizona. Dodgers up 10-6, top of the 8th inning.
Challenge.
The previous pitch was a strike. Los Angeles is challenging.
Alfonso will challenge. Let's see it. Ooh, he just nipped the corner there.
Los Angeles is out of challenges.
You know, we talked about this the other day, and Major League Baseball, during a recent seminar they had with the broadcasters, showed us the ABS strike zone compared to like the average of how umpires had been calling it. And they put this graphic together, and the umpires' graph was kind of at an oval shape where the ABS is obviously squared off. And that is one of the corners right there as Alfonso hits it down to short. Thrown on to first for the out. But that's one of the corners that the ABS would pick up, and the human umpires were not calling. So interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on how many of those we see during the year.
Well, umpires are, we've talked about this before, very similar to, pitchers or hitters for that matter. There's some pitchers that are breaking ball pitchers. There's some hitters that are better breaking ball hitters. And I've always felt that there are some umpires that are better breaking ball umpires than others. Some will call the elevated strike more than the lower, and vice versa.
McLean's first plate appearance. He came in to pinch run for Freeland back in the 7th inning. Yeah, Sean McLean got into a bunch of these games last year, even in the shortened spring training in Arizona. And that at bat, unfortunately for McLean, didn't last very long. You looked at the curveball for strike 3, and there were 2 down. So Hayden Dirk gets in the game for Arizona. Went to Louisiana Lafayette. He's from Maurice, Louisiana, and then he ended up at Rice University in Houston, pitching collegiately. First ball swinging is Fitzgerald. Ground ball to second, and he is out. A 1-2-3, top of the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 10-6, Dodgers in front. Take a look at the upcoming games on the Cactus League schedule for the Dodgers. Tomorrow, TV only here on Sportsnet LA. White Sox are the home team at Camelback Ranch. The Dodgers will be the road team. Tyler Glasnow will pitch for the Dodgers in that one, making his spring debut. Yamamoto will go Friday in Scottsdale against the Giants. Well, this is an interesting character the Dodgers have on the mound right now. 6'7" Ronan Kopp. He's on the 40-man roster. He delivers to Christian Robinson, who's in the bat. Fouls it away. But Kopp has continued to develop well. Last year going from Tulsa to Oklahoma City. 49 total appearances. Went 2-4. But strikeouts. Look at the strikeouts. 91 in 57 2/3 innings pitched. That number right there will get your attention. Kopp is from this area, from the Scottsdale area. And he delivers a strike. It's 0-2 to Robinson. Robinson and Amarillo and Reno last year for the Diamondbacks. Well, he takes outside, but Kopp is 6'7". Goes about 250 or so. And is a name to remember from this training camp. Remember, with Anthony Banda being sent to Minnesota, there's a spot in the bullpen for a lefty. Justin Wesleski put a pretty good down payment on it yesterday, but Kopp could be a guy this year that could help the Dodgers at some point in time in the big leagues. Fires one inside, gets Robinson moving.
Especially too with being a lefty, you make an impression. You can come in different situations to throw the strike. It's another one of the pitchers that preloads that split finger grip.
And he just struck his man out right there. That's something he's become accustomed to in the minor leagues.
Challenge.
Previous pitch was a strike. Arizona's challenging.
Well, let's see if it is a strikeout or if it's not. Ooh, it's not.
Yeah. And the Dodgers had already thrown the ball around the infield.
Missed it by that much. Half an inch. There was one in another spring training game yesterday in Florida, I believe it was. I saw a clip of it. Might have been in the Mets game. It was 1/10 of an inch. It missed by.
But still missed.
Still missed.
Yeah.
And there's ball 4. So it goes from a strikeout to a walk. A runner aboard. Nobody out for the Serpientes here in the bottom of the 8th. Ronan Kopp kicks and fires, and there's a ground ball to second. McLean's got it, shovels it to second, one on to first. That cleans it up. That's the double play. Fitzpatrick turning it at second base.
Nice and neat little package. Catch it. Good feed. Good throw.
And the pitch is grounded at first. It's going to be snagged by Rockwood Powell. He steps on the bag. And that is that. So very good inning. Very effective in spite of the walk for Ronan Kopp. Let's go to the 9th inning. 10-6 Dodgers. New pitcher as we go to the top of the 9th inning for Arizona. 10-6 Dodgers. It is Indigo Diaz. Last year at AA Amarillo. At 42 appearances, 8-3 and a 2.58 earned run average. Opponents only hit 191 against him. And he'll face Josue DePaula. Came in the DH spot earlier, getting some more ABs today. They got the mound in sunshine and the plate in shadow right now. Big cut and a miss and a sinker. So Diaz starts off DePaula with a two-seamer. Reminds me of these Saturday games we have in June when you got to stay out of the national TV window at night. You know, those 4 o'clock starts. That's kind of what we're looking at here at 4:21 in the afternoon in Arizona. And the pitch. That drops in a little high.
And low line drives to center and to left center may be a little difficult for the outfielders right now. See the shadow on the right side.
And DePaula hits one right in the booth next to us. I don't know who's in there. Do you know who's in there? Didn't bring their glove because the ball came right back out. Two balls and 2 strikes to DePaula. Left-handed hitter, top prospect for the Dodgers. Another one of the players in the pipeline to watch. Outside for a ball. Offensively, seems to be where he wants to be at this point in time. Obviously, they want to be in a better spot. Every player does, but he's doing all right offensively. 3 for 3 yesterday. Defensively, he's had a couple of issues handling the slice in left field this spring, but that's what spring is for, to work on it. We talk about the slice, it's off a left-handed batter going to left field. It'll slice away from you if you're a left fielder. That pitch is up and in, ball 4, and DePaula takes a base.
Yeah, 14th walk of the afternoon, combined with both teams.
Like I said earlier, it's a walkathon today.
Yep. That's the 9th walk for the Dodgers.
What's that old saying? Walks will kill you?
And the other saying, walks as good as a base hit.
Jake Geloff at the plate. Well, Dodgers have had plenty of traffic on the bases today, Mo.
Yeah.
6 of the 9 innings, they've had the leadoff man aboard.
True. And a lot of those, obviously, via the walks we're just talking about. But they have not really been knocking the cover off the ball when opportunities to score. They're 3 for 17 today with runners in scoring position.
Geloff playing third base. Should get a Max Muncy sighting pretty soon in a Cactus League game, I would think. Maybe as soon as tomorrow. Geloff pops this one back, foul and out of play. I think we will see Mookie Betts in a game sometime this weekend, maybe later in the weekend. Just my guess. And the pitch. There's a broken bat roller to short. Hernandez goes to second, one on to first. Did he hold the bag? Yes, he did. That's a double play. So 2 down for the Dodgers in the top of the 9th inning.
First BP of the afternoon for Arizona. Dodgers have turned in 2.
Zaire Hope had an opposite field double. It bounced off the track and over the wall for the automatic double. Got 2 runs in. And now the pitch coming from the Diamondback right-hander. Foul tipped by Hope for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. As we were telling you before, during his last plate appearance, this guy just loves to play. He loves to practice, loves to work out. He says his fun is working out, going to hit. Swing and a miss. Well, some people like going to the movies or other things. He likes to go hit. Nothing wrong with that. Ready for the 1-2. And he waves and misses and strikes out. He got the changeup. He was just out in front. So Indigo Diaz faces 3 men, induces a double play. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Dodgers 10, Diamondbacks 6. Ten 7-1 for the Dodgers, 6-11-3 for the Diamondbacks as we head to the bottom of the 9th. 3 outs to get for the Dodgers to pick up their 5th straight win in spring training. Left-hander Cody Morse, 22-year-old out of University of Houston, had 40 appearances in Rancho last year. 0-2 with a 4.33 ERA, 57 strikeouts to 27 walks. So his strikeouts to walk ratio is not so bad. And in 40 appearances, he only allowed the 3 home runs. So Cody Morse is tasked today to come up with the final 3 outs, facing the shortstop Jose Fernandez. And he'll rifle one in there for a strike. Sinker. Morse was drafted in 2024, last year, 12th round by the Dodgers. He winds and delivers. This ball fisted foul back to the screen.
Well, here are the 3 outs we've been looking for a while.
It's about 3 o'clock.
Not here.
Well, 3 Pacific. There's a strikeout. So Morse strikes out the first man he faces, and there's 1 down, 2 to get. Let's see, where are we here? We're
Scottsdale.
I know that. I'm just looking at my watch. Yeah, we're about 3:30 in right now. Yeah, it's 3:30 out east, but I mean, I'm talking about 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
No, it's actually 3:20. 3:19 because it was a 1:11 start. Remember, started a minute late. That's just numbers.
I love it when you get technical.
Strike call, then it's 1-1 to Groover, the third baseman. And he hits one down to the third base line, and that's going to head to the corner. That's a fair ball. It goes to the other side of the foul pole. Retrieved by Zaire Hope. And it's a double for Groover. If it was only Sunday, we could say Groover on a Sunday afternoon, but it's Wednesday. Here's Tommy Troy. And Troy puts it in play, but it's a foul ball. Again, tomorrow back at it again. TV only, no radio tomorrow, so join us here on Sportsnet LA at noon Pacific. Tyler Glasnow will make his spring debut. Sean Newcomb, the lefty, will start for the White Sox. Dodgers have to travel all the way nowhere tomorrow. They're the visiting team, but it's at Camelback Ranch, which they share with the White Sox. Hot shot past third, foul. Check that. You know what? The Dodgers are the home team tomorrow. That's better news. Because if they're winning, they'll only have to play 8.5 tomorrow instead of 9. They are the visitors against the White Sox on the 14th of March. So that's when they'll be the visitors. So they are the home team tomorrow. Either way, we'll be there.
They'll travel the same distance.
Yep. Don't need directions. Cody Morris getting ready to throw. Here's the pitch. And it's a chopper foul, third base side. So 1-2. Hear the comments of Dave Roberts following the game. That's coming up on Access Sportsnet Dodgers when we conclude here. Talking to Bob Guerin, Danny Lehman there, the bench coach on the right. And the pitch. That's up high. And this one fouled away. You know, the last time I had a conversation with Bob Guerin about the 4-out rule was here in Arizona this past summer. We're talking during batting practice, and he was going over the 4-out rule, and you mentioned it today, which reminded me of that. So we'll have to go over that tomorrow. We'll put that on the list for tomorrow. How you can have 4 outs in an inning.
Well, we were too far from digging into that story today.
I had one on reserve I didn't bring out yet. I figured we're going to try to push that for another day. Popped up. Third base side. Geloff getting underneath it. Geloff on the infield grass, reaches up, makes the catch, and that's the second out of the bottom of the ninth. So here's Oscar Mercado. And Cody Morris trying to make him the last out this afternoon. One thing we've seen out of the Dodger pitchers, especially the guys from the bullpen, so far here in February, they've looked good. And again, it's February, but they've been effective. Pitch on the way, and that drops in for a strike.
I think from his standpoint is that they've not been all over the place and say, well, geez, we're going to have to work with his mechanics. He's leaving the ball up. They've been around the plate.
This ball stroked in and out of the glove of Geloff. It took the glove of Jake Geloff right off his hand. The exit velocity was 96 miles per hour. I thought that was probably 112 or something.
And the other part too is from a defensive standpoint, you're standing in bright sunshine and you're looking into really dark, deep shadows. Though on the television side, you've been able to see. I mean, it's difficult on the TV side with a high home camera just to see home plate.
Luken Baker at the plate. 2 outs in the ninth. That'll be a balk.
And a run scores.
Yeah. Everybody moves up.
Well, this is one thing you talk about. You got a left-handed pitcher. Your first baseman is 15 feet from the bag, and you throw to first on a pickoff.
He's got to be covering the bag. I mean, 2 outs in the ninth at this stage. You know, he's going to play behind him. He's not going to hold him on. So it's now 10-7.
But how do you not look over and see that your first baseman is nowhere close to the bag?
And the pitch from Morris. That one's high and away. Oh, plus you're facing that way as a lefty.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch to Baker from Morris. Inside, almost got him. Cody Morris trying to put a bow on this one. And the pitch. That one is hit high in the air down the left side. Foul. That's going to be chased by Miller. Miller will run into the netting. He won't make the catch. Geloff gives him a hand to get out of the stance. Just those where the net down there isn't wrapped that tightly. And action on the Dodger pen just in case. The tying run is on deck, by the way, Mo.
No, won't happen.
Jocelyn Gonzalez warming up. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that takes care of that. As the Dodgers remain unbeaten in spring, they go to 5-0 with a 10-7 win over the Diamondbacks here this afternoon. Diamondbacks dropped to 2-4. A long day at the yard, but never mind when you win. Final score, Dodgers 10, Diamondbacks 7. Join us tomorrow on Sportsnet LA. Dodgers taking on the White Sox at noon. Now stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers. For Rick Monday, Kirsten Watson, I'm Tim Neverett. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, everybody. Dodgers victorious in Scottsdale.